The young man sat listlessly, his face etched with an indescribable dejection. His mind was heavy with anxieties about a bleak and uncertain future. 1 week earlier, inexplicably, Lindsay had found himself transported into this body. Now, he existed in a strange new world, the world of beast tamers. In this realm, beast tamers were the ultimate symbol of power, status, and social standing. However, the most ironic and tragic twist of fate was, right before Lindsay's soul had transmigrated, the original owner of this body had formed a contract with a creature named Little Snowball. A creature renowned as the ultimate waste, utterly useless. It was completely powerless in combat, incapable of inflicting even a scratch. The more Lindsay thought about it, the more despair consumed him. This tiny beast was not only weak and lacked offensive capabilities, but it also had absolutely no potential for evolution. Was it fate's decree that he was destined to live a life of obscurity, languishing at the bottom of this society? Lindsay sighed heavily, a sound of utter hopelessness. Other transmigrators were far luckier than him. They either possessed guiding systems or wielded extraordinary, earth-shattering powers, with earth-shattering power capable of destroying the world. So why am I so pathetically unlucky? As unlucky as a black dog? Just then, a group of classmates approached, their words dripping with mockery for Lindsay. Come on, stop dwelling on it. It's not the end of the world if you don't become a beast tamer. Wouldn't a normal, stable office job be better? No risking your life out there. Safety first, right? Haha, exactly. So what if he's not a beast tamer? There are plenty of other paths. At worst, you could take Little Snowball and sell ice cream right outside the mall. Make a little pocket money. Exactly, haha. Selling ice cream, cold drinks, you can make a decent living. Faced with their sarcastic taunts, Lindsay was speechless with rage, his blood boiling. He was about to stand up and give them a piece of his mind, but at that very moment, a system notification abruptly flashed before his eyes, leaving him momentarily speechless. System energy fully charged, preparing for initialization. System activation in progress. Activation successful. Achievement system is now online. Lindsay was stunned, his mind a whirlwind of questions. Isn't this the guidance I've been yearning for? Why has it taken so long? Since I arrived in this world for the system to finally appear, was it charging up this whole time? As understanding dawned, a surge of exhilaration coursed through him. Unable to contain his joy, Lindsay let out a whoop of pure excitement. Music to my ears. Magnificent! My precious baby has finally arrived. Before Lindsay's eyes, the system interface materialized, displaying his personal information. Name, Lindsay. Physique, 1 point. Soul, 0.8 points. Level, 0. Soul power index, 89. Soul techniques, none. Pet, Xiao Shuecho, Little Snowball. Achievement points, 0. Following that was A. Note regarding his current attributes. Physical and spiritual strength equivalent to an average adult male. The young man, Lindsay, intently studied the system interface, a focused expression on his face. Before he could process this, another notification popped up. Complete achievements. To receive achievement points and items. Apparently, achievement points could be used to accelerate a pet's growth rate and unlock special attribute-enhancing skills for beast tamers. Lindsay exclaimed in astonishment. There's even a function like this? Amazing. What about Little Snowball? Instantly, Little Snowball's information panel materialized before Lindsay's eyes, providing comprehensive details. Name, Little Snowball. Attribute, Ice. Rank, First Stage, First Order. Current growth rate, 23.48%. Skill, Icy Breath. Development method, combat or absorbing energy-rich items. Evolution occurs upon reaching 100% growth. The pet will undergo an evolution. After completing the evolution, their power will be significantly increased. The final line of text that appeared left Lindsay completely stunned, frozen in place. Reaching 100% growth will trigger the pet's evolution. This evolution, could pets actually evolve? Impossible. A moment later, he quickly regained his composure and focused intently. He meticulously examined and carefully studied the information related to the evolution process. Before Lindsay's eyes, 2 optional evolution paths clearly appeared. First path, the Giant's Path. This evolution method would significantly increase the pet's combat abilities and close combat skills. It focused on improving physical attributes, granting exceptional strength, but would weaken its control over the ice element. The next evolutionary form on this path was the snow monster, and it could evolve up to 5 stages. Second path, the Queen's Path. This method enhanced the ice element and special talents. This path focused on improving spellcasting abilities, but weakened close combat attributes. Xiao Shueqiu's next evolutionary form was the Ice Spirit Soul, a high-level evolution with the potential to reach the king rank. Lin Zhe's eyes widened in astonishment. He couldn't believe what he had just read. It felt like a dream. Xiao Shueqiu was always believed to be incapable of evolving. Yet, could this be a hidden evolutionary path, a secret yet to be uncovered? Lin Zhe quickly summoned Xiao Shueqiu. He cradled the tiny creature in his hands, his eyes sparkling with joy as if he had just found a priceless treasure. If that's the case, I won't need to sell ice cream anymore, he thought to himself. I can become a real beast tamer. Even the evolutionary path to the Ice Queen could also reach the king rank. Amazing, Lin Zhe exclaimed internally. The system panel continued to display detailed information about this special evolutionary path. Ice Queen, next evolution, Ice Spirit Soul. Requirements, 100% growth rate, 20 low-grade ice elemental essences, and a rare soul jade. Without hesitation, Lin Zhe made a bold decision. He decided to test his luck using his accumulated achievement points to upgrade Little Snowball, his tiny pet. Immediately, the system responded. System notification, first pet. You have successfully signed a contract with the first pet in your life. Congratulations on achieving the achievement. First connection, you have received 100 achievement points and a precious soul spirit stone. Mission, Beast Tamer Internship. Pass the Beast Tamer Intern Qualification Assessment, prove your abilities, and complete the first baptism, stepping onto the path of a true Beast Tamer. If you excel in this achievement, you will receive 200 achievement points and a high-grade soul spirit stone. Mission, successful enrollment. Receive an acceptance letter from any renowned Beast Tamer Academy. Become one of the elite freshmen and receive a reward of 300 achievement points and a legendary soul spirit stone and a valuable body strengthening spirit stone. Having already completed his first pet mission, Lin Zhe easily collected 100 achievement points, along with a mysterious soul spirit stone. He took a deep breath, his face beaming with excitement. Excellent. Finally done. The next step was to use these achievement points. Lin Zhe reached out towards Little Snowball, focusing his mind. A powerful thought was transmitted. Request level up. Immediately, a mysterious energy from the system enveloped Little Snowball. Current level, rank 1, stage 1. Growth rate, 23.48%. Evolution, successful. Level, still rank 1, stage 1. But the growth rate has increased to 100%, only after the upgrade process was complete. Did Lin Zhe breathe a sigh of relief, his heart overflowing with joy. It leveled up. Amazing. I didn't expect it to be so easy. Unexpectedly, it was that simple. This upgrade consumed 77 achievement points. Lin Zhe's score now stood at a meager 23 points. While stroking Xiao Shueqiu's small, cotton-soft face, Lin Zhe fell in a deep thought. But such a dazzling, eye-catching special effect, only for a fleeting moment? What a waste. So weak. To rank this adorable little guy as an F-rank pet? Unacceptable. This is a grave injustice. I need to acquire Ice Elemental Essence and Soul Jade to help Xiao Shueqiu evolve. That's the only way. Looking at the evolution requirements, Lin Zhe frowned slightly. 2 Ice Elemental Essences and 1 Soul Jade? Quite challenging. An ordinary person could never figure out how to evolve Xiao Shueqiu. But these items definitely won't be cheap. First, I need to make some money. Without hesitation, Lin Zhe immediately headed to the pet store to search for evolution materials. Seeing this, his friends burst into laughter, teasing him. Huh, Lin Zhe, you're really going to take Little Snowball back to that cheap ice cream shop? He seemed completely unfazed by the provocation, only kneeling down slightly, gently instructing Little Snowball. Little one, don't mind his senseless words. Tomorrow's Beast Tamer Aptitude Assessment. It all depends on you. Hearing this, the other boy's face turned crimson with rage, and he roared furiously. You trash! Who are you calling senseless? Lindsay met the boy's burning gaze of hatred, a silent alarm ringing in his heart. The Jiang family was the second largest clan in Jiangning City, and now was not the time to confront him. He needed to tread carefully. With a confident pat on his chest, he retorted firmly, as for who's the real trash, we'll see when the Beast Tamer exam results come out. The Jiang student was initially enraged, but then he let out a scornful laugh. He and his friends burst into laughter, mercilessly mocking Lindsay. You? With that pathetic, unevolvable stuffed animal? Laughable. Ha 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 ha. If I were you, I wouldn't even bother showing up for the Beast Tamer qualification exam tomorrow. You haven't got a snowball's chance in helipassing. Ha ha ha. Why don't you just crawl back home and sell ice cream? Amidst the cruel, mocking laughter, a clear, elegant voice suddenly cut through the tense atmosphere. The tension seemed to dissipate instantly. Jiang Hao, that's enough. Don't be such a bully, the girl said. Hearing the familiar voice, Jiang Hao stopped laughing and turned to face the person who had dared to intervene. A flicker of surprise crossed his features. Well, if it isn't Miss Guan, fancy meeting you here, Jiang Hao said. I'm not being a bully. I just don't want this trash to offend my eyes. Ha, he scoffed. A chubby boy in Jiang Hao's entourage chimed in, his laughter dripping with sarcasm. I can't understand how Miss Guan could possibly have a thing for this loser, to be by our hero's side. Wouldn't that be a much better choice? Lindsay completely ignored the sarcastic taunt, simply offering a slight smile before turning to leave. Before departing, he thoughtfully addressed the girl who had just offended him. And Ning, don't bother arguing with them. In time, they'll figure it out themselves. I need to go to the pet store for a bit. You go on home ahead. And Ning nodded slightly, replying with a soft, okay. Then, she turned and walked away. As Lin Zhe strode down the street, he grumbled to himself in frustration. Why are evolution materials so ridiculously expensive? That wiped out my entire month's savings in an instant. Suddenly, a familiar voice called out from up ahead. Linsha. You're back. Seeing Ning waiting for him, he softly said her name. Before Lin Zhe could even ask her anything, and Ning quickly spoke up. Mom asked me to ask you, would you like to come over for dinner tonight? Lin Zhe paused thoughtfully for a moment, then offered a warm smile and a gentle nod. Yes, I'll be there tonight. A blush crept across the girl's face as she shyly tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. Her voice soft and hesitant, she spoke. Lin Shu. About tomorrow's Beast Tamer Aptitude Assessment. Could you maybe come with me? Without a moment's hesitation, Lindsay agreed. Of course I can. I'll be at the Beast Tamer Assessment too, after all. And Ning's face lit up, a bright smile blooming. Really? That's great. Linsha. You have to show those arrogant people they're not so special. A confident smirk played on the young man's lips, his eyes glinting with determination. Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone's jaws drop. And Ning beamed and waved goodbye. See you then. Come over to my place for dinner later, Lindsay. After saying goodbye to Ning, Lindsay returned home and sank into the sofa. His mind was still consumed by worries and contemplation. Just a low-level ice elemental essence. And a small soul jade, yet it costs so much. Little one, when you level up later, you'll definitely need a lot of money. Little Snowball didn't seem to fully understand Lin Zhe's words. It just tilted its head, letting out a soft chirp as if in response. Witnessing this adorable scene, Lin Zhe couldn't help but smile. He took out the necessary items for leveling up and gave them to Little Snowball. Here you go, little one. Absorb these and you'll evolve. Eat slowly. No one's going to fight you for it. Little Snowball obediently swallowed all the items, but right after, it suddenly let out a loud burp. Before Lin Zhe could react, Little Snowball's body suddenly emitted a magical, mystical light. His eyes widened in surprise, and he exclaimed, could this be evolution? Unbelievable! The moment the words left his lips, a blinding light engulfed Little Snowball. It was so radiant he had to shield his eyes. Such intense brilliance, it's almost impossible to look directly at it. Within this magical, ethereal glow, little Snowball began a miraculous transformation beyond comprehension. Its once round, adorable form started to shift and change. Tiny, delicate hands emerged, followed by slender, charming legs. The surrounding temperature plummeted, the air growing frigid. Little Snowball's energy was intensifying, growing stronger, more potent. Gradually, the light faded, its brilliance diminishing. Before Lindsay stood a small girl with an exquisitely beautiful face. She looked like a sprite from a fairy tale. New information materialized before Lindsay's eyes, displayed clearly. This was little Snowball's evolved form, a spectacular metamorphosis. Her new name was Bingjing Hun, imbued with the power of ice. Ice attribute, level 2, stage 2, a remarkable advancement in power. Current growth rate. Her ice finger skill reaching its absolute peak, a perfect 100%. Domain activated, Queen's Path. The next evolution for the Snow Girl is evolution requirements. Reach 100% growth, 20 elemental essences, intermediate ice element, and a pure ice heart. Witnessing little Snowball's new form, Lindsay couldn't contain his excitement. A satisfied smile bloomed on his face. Evolution successful. Ice Spirit. Lindsay stared at little Snowball, his eyes wide with astonishment. His face was filled with unconcealed surprise. Unexpectedly, little Snowball had skipped an entire major realm. This was completely beyond his expectations. For a senior student of Binghai No. 1 High School, where the average student's pet beast ranged from Tier 1, Stage 3 to Tier 1, Stage 5, his pet had directly leaped to Tier 2. This achievement was truly beyond imagination. Xiao Shueqiu suddenly rolled forward, gently brushing against Lin Zay's cheek. "Whoa, that's cold," he exclaimed. Lin Zay shivered slightly, a pensive look in his eyes as he gazed at Xiao Shueqiu. "Just being this close, it's freezing," he murmured. "It seems its power after evolving is even greater than I anticipated." Just then, the system unexpectedly issued a notification. First evolution complete. Received 100 achievement points and 1 X-grade enhancement stone. The system's mechanical voice announced Lin Zay's rewards. Lin Zay clenched his fist, unable to hide the joy in his eyes. If the system hadn't specified the necessary evolution materials, he thought, no one would ever pour their precious resources into nurturing such a small pet. He quickly tapped the claim button, his face filled with anticipation. Excitement was written all over his face, impossible to conceal. Instantly, a spirit stone and the enhancement stone materialized, floating before Lin Zay's eyes. The spirit stone had the ability to enhance the user's soul strength, and soul strength was the deciding factor in the number and level of pets a person could contract. Moreover, the enhancement stone directly improved a pet's physical attributes. This was of utmost importance. There was no time to lose. Without a moment's hesitation, Lin Zay placed the crystal in his mouth and swallowed a whole. In an instant, he could feel every cell in his body undergoing a powerful transformation. His body felt light, unburdened, as if enveloped by a mystical, wondrous energy. The system immediately updated his status. His physical stats skyrocketed from 1 to 2. His soul stat jumped from 0.8 to 1.8, and his soul power exploded from 80 to 180. His achievement points reached 123. He tested his newfound strength, throwing a punch at the adjacent wall. A surge of raw power sent tremors through the wall. The chilling cold had vanished completely, replaced by a feeling of vitality, of vibrant, surging energy. Just then, Xiao Shui materialized beneath his feet. It coughed softly. Lin Zay narrowed his eyes, determined to utilize all his accumulated achievement points. In the blink of an eye, just a few short seconds, Xiao Shueqiu broke through, advancing 2 whole stages. Her growth rate was astonishing, a full 100% for both stages. But Xiao Shueqiu's progress didn't stop there. She continued to surge forward, conquering 2 more stages, reaching a staggering 24% growth across all 4. A confident smile played at the corner of Lin Zay's lips. Tomorrow, they would undoubtedly be stunned by his and Xiao Shueqiu's power. Moments later, Lin Zay and Ning strolled leisurely across the school grounds. Ning walked ahead, leading the way. She stretched languidly, loosening her muscles, then turned to Lindsay with a question. Are you ready for tomorrow? Lindsay lowered his head, his eyes reflecting a calm, unwavering resolve. Absolutely. I'll be participating tomorrow as a new beast tamer, too. And Ning's eyes lit up with excitement, and she cheered. That's amazing. What suddenly made you want to participate? Before, you would never have been interested in something like this. Lindsay smiled faintly, offering no explanation. People change, don't they? They continued their stroll, their footsteps echoing softly on the path. A group of nearby girls started whispering, their gossip spreading like wildfire. Isn't that a Ning, our school's talented campus security goddess? Why is she always hanging around that useless guy? It's so confusing. Who knows what's going on in her head? I heard that Zhou Hong confessed his feelings to a Ning yesterday, but she flat out rejected him. How harsh. Why is everyone so obsessed with her? I seriously don't get it. What's so special about her? I don't see anything remarkable. Lin Zhe frowned, his displeasure evident as he overheard their harsh words. He knew that Ning wasn't just his cousin, but also a prodigious talent at this prestigious academy. She was admired and respected by many. But at the same time, there were also those who envied and resented her abilities. But what was unique about Ning was that she never paid attention to the gossip and whispers surrounding her. And Ning suddenly turned, looking at Lindsay with curiosity and a hint of suspicion. Brother, are you really planning to use Little Snowball for the qualification assessment test? Lindsay raised an eyebrow, his eyes radiating with arrogant confidence. Of course, never underestimate this little snowball. And Ning immediately beamed, hugging Lindsay in delight. She exclaimed excitedly, if we both pass this trial today, we absolutely have to celebrate with a huge feast. There's this restaurant I've been craving for ages. However, Ning was completely oblivious to the fact that Lindsay's face was now crimson, his face accidentally pressed against her ample bosom. The unexpected softness sent a blush flooding Lindsay's cheeks. Just then, an indignant voice cut through the awkward moment. Ning, you get back here. You. A girl stormed towards them, dragging a young man along beside her. Her teeth gritted. She glared at Ning with hostile eyes. It's her. She stole my boyfriend. Ning raised an eyebrow, replying with a puzzled tone. Who are you? And your boyfriend is also mine. The girl practically shrieked. It's Zhu Hong. He's Zhu Hong. Ning frowned slightly, thought for a moment, then suddenly asked, Oh, isn't that annoying little brat? The sixth girl briefly recalled him, then indifferently shook her head. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no interest in him. He confessed his feelings to me once, but I flatly rejected him. Hearing this, the other girl instantly flew into a rage. Without hesitation, she yelled, You're lying. You probably seduced him first. Not bothering to argue. And Ning simply scoffed. Then, he took Lindsay's hand and turned to leave. Let's go. There's no need to waste our breath on people like them. We have more important things to do. But just as they turned their backs, a rough hand suddenly clamped down on Ning's shoulder. Hey, are you ignoring me? The guy standing before him glared, his voice arrogant. Did I say you could leave? If you dare lay a hand on my sister, don't blame me for being ruthless. And Ning frowned, her expression hardening. Her gaze, sharp as a blade, swept towards him, carrying a chilling intensity. Through gritted teeth, she growled, Let go of me. He was momentarily startled by the small girl's unexpected ferocity. He faltered for a second, but then tried to maintain a swaggering, indifferent facade. He clenched his fist and swung it back with savage brutality. You little brats, I'll teach you what pain feels like. The vicious fist hurtled towards them like storm, but in a blink, quick as lightning, a firm hand appeared, intercepting the deadly blow. Lindsay stood protectively in front of Ning, his eyes cold as ice. This unexpected turn of events left Ning surprised and bewildered. On the other side, the other girl smirked, a contemptuous smile playing on her lips. Don't be ridiculous, okay? Everyone knows his family is full of losers. The blonde-haired man snorted in agreement, his tone dripping with sarcasm and mockery. Playing the hero again. Why don't you look in the mirror and see how much you weigh? Lindsay didn't respond, his gaze only growing colder and sharper. In the next moment, he struck, swift and decisive. With a powerful shove brimming with force, He sent his opponent sprawling backward onto the cold, hard ground. The young woman cried out in terror. Witnessing her brother tossed aside so easily, the blond man scrambled to his feet, his body aching. Pain contorted his face, but rage still burned in his eyes. Lindsay calmly adjusted his jacket, unfazed. His voice was low, but cold enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. I'm her older brother. You have a problem. You deal with me. He gritted his teeth, his face a mask of aggression. The female security guard standing behind them observed silently, a strange feeling stirring within her. She thought to herself, I never knew Lindsay was so strong. Lindsay glanced at his own hand, a flicker of surprise in his eyes. He hadn't realized the increase in his physical abilities could result in such a significant change in his strength. But the blond man clearly wasn't ready to give up. He snarled, pushing himself unsteadily to his feet, his voice thick with hatred and resentment. If you crave death so badly, don't blame me for being ruthless. He raised his arm high, a fierce spiritual energy swirling in his palm like a miniature tornado. A cruel, savage glint flashed in his eyes as he roared a powerful, summoning incantation. A blinding light exploded amidst the dense smoke, dispelling the surrounding darkness. A formidable shadow wolf, a Tier 2 Stage 1 beast, materialized, its massive form radiating menace. The blonde-haired man gazed at the colossal creature before him with a triumphant expression, a sly smirk spreading across his lips. You pathetic high school students, dare to challenge my Tier 2 Shadow Wolf. Seeing the ferocious Shadow Wolf, and Ning's face grew graver than ever. She quickly calculated in her head, a flicker of worry crossing her features. Her own pet was only at Tier 1 Stage 7, and although she was confident in its abilities, the chances of victory were slim. Left with no other choice, she extended her hand, preparing to summon her pet for battle. But suddenly, a familiar figure stepped in front of her. She gasped, astonishment lacing her voice. What are you doing? Are you really going to use Xiaoxue against him? Lindsay didn't answer immediately, just offered her a reassuring smile. If you get hurt, it will affect your aptitude test. Just leave this to me. Hearing that, the freckled-faced girl burst into scornful laughter. Haha, are you scared out of your wits? Relying on that good-for-nothing being high. With the lowest aptitude of all, and you dare boast like that? Boss, teach them a lesson. The blond guy licked his lips defiantly, his eyes burning with hatred as he glared at Lindsay. He flicked his wrist, signaling his lackeys. The Yu Lang roared furiously, charging towards Lindsay like a bolt of lightning. But even in that perilous moment, Lindsay stood motionless as a statue. Only when the Yu Lang was almost upon him did he slowly raise his hand, summoning his spirit beast. A blinding flash of glacial light erupted, radiating an icy aura. The intense brilliance forced everyone nearby to squint and shield their eyes from the sudden glare. In that instant, the ferocious Yu Lang froze midair, held fast by some unseen force. Its entire body trembled violently, convulsing with powerful spasms. A shimmering, icy mist began to emanate outwards, enshrouding the beast. A biting chill, sharp as blades, coiled around the Yu Lang, like an unbreakable prison forged from eternal ice and snow. And at the very heart of this frigid glacial zone, a tiny, delicate creature hovered, Little Snowball, or more accurately, the ice spirit soul, the soul of ice and snow. It clasped its tiny hands together, softly chanting ancient incantations. Its clear, pure eyes reflected the glittering glacial light. In the blink of an eye, the massive, ferocious Yu Lang was completely frozen solid, transformed into a motionless statue of ice. It all happened right before everyone's eyes, leaving them utterly astonished. Onlookers gaped, expressions of shock etched onto their faces. They couldn't believe what they had just witnessed, a truly extraordinary sight. And Ning stood frozen, staring at the pet before her with a mixture of astonishment and bewilderment. His face was a mask of astonishment. This is Little Snowball, the wolf. This isn't Little Snowball, is it? The dire wolf. Lindsay calmly nodded, slowly explaining to the man before him. Little Snowball has evolved. Meanwhile, The two blonde brothers were in a state of absolute panic. The blonde man screamed like a madman, desperately trying to command his pet. "Move, Yulang. Obey me." But he was met with a terrifying silence, a chilling stillness like the spread of death. Lindsay spoke, his eyes as sharp as blades. "Its name is now Isol." As if to prove his point, Isol gently raised a paw. Instantly, the completely frozen Yulang began to crack. It shattered into countless fragments, falling to the ground with a cold, tinkling sound. Utter terror filled the blonde man's eyes. He stumbled back, speechless and trembling. "No, impossible. You're just a high school student. Your pet at most is only at the first rank, 9th stage. How dare you kill my level 2 pet?" The girl beside him paled, frantically asking her brother, "Big brother, what do we do now? What should we do?" Hearing this, the blonde-haired man spun around, his voice trembling with terror and despair. He has a level 2 pet too, and it's even stronger than mine. We're done for. Let's run. The siblings turned to flee. But a voice, cold as ice, cut through the air, carrying a chilling, killing intent that seemed to freeze the surroundings. "Did I say you could leave?" The blonde-haired man and his sister froze, as if struck by lightning. Cold sweat poured down their faces. Neither dared to move a muscle. An invisible fear gripped their hearts, squeezing the air from their lungs. The air solidified in a terrifying silence. After a moment, the blonde-haired man seemed to make a decision. He took a deep breath, tried to compose himself. Then, slowly he walked forward, lowering his head before Lindsay. "We're sorry, officer. We know we were wrong." Lindsay remained calm, simply raising an eyebrow as he asked, "Are you apologizing to me?" Hearing Lindsay's words, the blonde-haired man turned to the security guard, bowing deeply. "We sincerely apologize, Student Guan. We were in the wrong. We beg your forgiveness. When we get home, I will discipline Zhu Hong severely." However, the girl still hadn't grasped the situation and started to protest. But before she could speak, her brother slapped her across the face. The blonde man roared at his sister. "What are you waiting for? Apologize to him now." The security guard gave them a cold look and dismissively waved his hand. "Forget it. Just get out of here." Lindsay gently patted Bing Xinghuan's head and said softly, "It's okay." Bing Xinghuan then gradually withdrew her energy. The blonde siblings, not daring to waste a single second, he bolted, pumping his legs with every ounce of strength to escape. Once their figures had completely disappeared, Ning turned to Lindsay, her eyes shining brightly, her voice brimming with excitement and admiration. She exclaimed, "Big brother, you were incredible. How did you do that?" "That was a 2nd stage Yuling." "Bing Jinghun, what is that? I've never heard of it before." "Xiao Shueqiu. It can evolve? That's unbelievable." Lindsay simply smiled, gently stroking Bing Yinghun affectionately. "It's true, but we don't have much time. We could talk about this later. Right now, we need to get to the testing site quickly." The Beast Tamer Aptitude Assessment. Moments later, at the towering Beast Tamer Association building, a steady stream of people poured in, growing into a bustling crowd. Groups of students huddled together, observing a peculiar stone, placed in the center of the Grand Hall. It was the Primordial Stone. Could it be? Is this the legendary Primordial Stone? Before them stood a colossal stone, unbelievably massive. Its surface was covered in intricate patterns, so complex they were dizzying. It's truly enormous, but it doesn't seem all that special. Besides the strange color and patterns, it's completely still, just like any ordinary rock. Amidst the murmuring crowd, Lindsay observed silently, his sharp eyes filled with a pensive gleam. This was the final qualification test of the year, a crucial trial that would determine their fate. A single failure, and countless individuals would forever lose their chance to become beast tamers, their dreams shattered. But if they could overcome this hurdle, they would officially enter the prestigious Beast Taming Academy. A bright, boundless future filled with promise awaited them. I have to succeed, no matter the cost. Just then, a large door in the distance slowly opened, drawing everyone's attention. A distinguished, elegant man entered the hall. In his hand, he held a small copper coin, gleaming under the light. Every eye in the hall immediately focused on the mysterious man. His deep, commanding voice resonated throughout the vast hall. "Welcome, everyone, to the Aptitude and Character Assessment to become a Beast Tamer trainee. Today, upon entering, each of you received a small bronze badge. Inscribed on the badge are words indicating the difficulty levels: low, mid, high, and supreme. This is the key to unlocking the door to the Primordial Stone's Void Realm. You must choose the difficulty of the trial you will face. The more challenging the trial you overcome, the greater and more abundant the rewards you will receive. Now, please direct your attention to the screen, following the man's instructions. Everyone focus their gaze upon the mystical Primordial Stone. Their radiant, glowing characters gradually materialized. They detailed the rewards corresponding to each trial level. Difficulty low. Those who pass this trial will officially qualify as Beast Tamer trainees. 1 soul point will be awarded. Pet growth rate increased by 5%. Difficulty intermediate. Bonus reward. Apprentice Beast Tamers will receive an additional 2 soul points. Pet growth rate increased to 10%. Difficulty advanced. Candidates who pass this trial will officially become trainee Beast Tamers. In addition, they will receive 3 soul points, 2 physique points, and pet growth rate boosted to 20%. Simultaneously, a second beast taming slot will unlock, allowing for an additional pet. Difficulty super. Conquer this challenge, and you'll not only be instantly promoted to trainee beast tamer, but also rewarded with 5 precious soul points, along with 3 physique points. A pet growth rate surged to 30%. And of course, the second beast taming slot will also be unlocked. Gazing at the enticing reward list, many participants buzzed with excitement, engaging in lively discussions. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation. The allure of the super difficulty level was simply irresistible. Success promised an astounding leap in power. Suddenly, a voice of reason cut through the fervent crowd, shattering the naive dreams of countless hopefuls. Don't harbor such lofty illusions. Even the advanced difficulty has a success rate of less than 10%. Therefore, begin with the beginner level. As a true apprentice beast tamer, slow and steady wins the race, 1 step at a time. Amidst the murmuring whispers, the examiner approached Lindsay. He asked softly, his voice a low rumble, "Have you made your choice?" But Lindsay remained silent, offering no reply. His gaze was fixed on the coin in his hand, lost in thought. The man overseeing the examination spoke, his voice echoing through the vast space. "Before you make your decision regarding the difficulty, I have a word of advice for you all. This is a pivotal choice, one that will profoundly impact your future. Consider it carefully, compare it to your true abilities, and then make your final decision." No one dared to take his warning lightly, for the choice made today could very well determine their destiny. In the tense, cautious atmosphere, finally, the tallied results appeared on the mystical origin stone. 46 examinees chose the easy difficulty, the safest path. 10 bolder individuals decided to test their mettle on the medium difficulty. Only one person, a reckless soul, selected the hard difficulty. And one person, a madman, an audacious fool, dared to choose the super hard difficulty. A hush fell over the crowd, a brief 3-second silence, before erupting into stunned gasps. Amidst the chaotic clamor, cries of disbelief rang out. "Are my eyes deceiving me? Did someone actually choose super hard? Unbelievable. That guy must still be asleep, or he's lost his mind. Idiot. Absolute fool. Choosing super hard is suicide, digging your own grave." Amidst the murmuring and pointing, Lindsay's hand remained steady, unwavering, as he finalized his selection, super hard. A confident, proud smile slowly spread across his handsome face. The nearby security guard, witnessing this scene, was so stunned he blurted out, You really chose super hard? Are you absolutely certain? If you fail, you'll lose your chance to enter the Beast Taming Academy. Do you understand?" Lindsay clenched the coin in his hand, his gaze resolute, exuding an unshakable determination. He offered a calm smile and replied, "I know what I'm doing. Don't worry." News of Lindsay's choice of the super difficult level spread through the academy like wildfire. Anyone who saw him couldn't help but whisper and gossip. Did that kid press the wrong button? He must be insane. Just at that moment, the examiner in charge of the test emerged from the crowd. He fixed a stern gaze on Lindsay and asked in a deep voice, "Young man, do you truly understand what I've said? You must consider this decision very carefully. Lindsay didn't rush to answer. He remained silent for a moment, lost in thought, seemingly weighing something in his mind. Then he raised his head, his eyes shining with unwavering determination. "This is my final decision. After careful consideration." The man narrowed his eyes slightly, his expression darkening. His voice dropped, laced with skepticism and scrutiny. "Are you saying you believe you possess the ability to pass the super difficult test?" Lindsay faced the intense gaze. Remaining calm, yet sharp, he stated firmly. "Naturally," the man replied with a cryptic air, then let out a sudden, mocking laugh. "Aha, such youthful ignorance. I warned you. But if you insist on playing with fire, I won't stop you." With that, he turned to face the imposing primordial stone. His deep voice resonated through the silent space. "If you're all ready for your choices, I hereby declare the test officially begun." As soon as he finished speaking, everyone was pulled into a completely different space. Inside a room filled with an eerie, green demonic energy. They all sat down, closed their eyes, and focused their minds. At that moment, the primordial stone emitted a mystical light. Immediately after, on the surface of the stone, images of each person were divided into separate areas. The man stood with his hands clasped behind his back, silently observing. When his gaze landed on a familiar name, a knowing smirk crept across his lips. His voice held a hint of untamed amusement. Lindsay, a truly intriguing subject. The scene shifted, focusing on Lindsay. He found himself in the middle of a vast, sprawling plaza. Noticing the unusual silence surrounding him, Lindsay slowly opened his eyes, sat up, and took in his surroundings. He gasped, astonished by the sight before him. "So, I've actually entered the virtual world of the primordial stone tablet." Just then, the professor's voice boomed, a reminder to everyone in the real world. Any injury sustained in this virtual world will not affect your physical bodies in the outside world. This includes the death of your pets. Lindsay chuckled at the delighted sound. "Then there's nothing to worry about. Let's enjoy ourselves." At that very moment, the system interface lit up, displaying a new notification. "You have an unclaimed achievement. A resounding victory. The Ulan forces have been crushed in their first battle." Wu Yin couldn't contain his excitement as he read the message. "Magnificent," he exclaimed. "Finally, the moment has arrived. I can still see the system interface. Time to claim my rewards." Without hesitation, he reached out and touched the system panel. In the blink of an eye, lines of new text materialized. "You have received 100 achievement points and a precious soul spirit stone." He immediately tapped the claim button. Then, overcome with exhilaration, he urged, "Quick, use the 100 achievement points and the soul spirit stone now." The system panel swiftly updated with the latest information. Power growth rate has skyrocketed by 2.8 billion, from 24% to a staggering 44%. Breakthrough achieved. You have advanced from second order, 4th stage to second order, 6th stage. Both Wu Yin and Bing Xueqiu could distinctly feel the incredible surge in power. A moment later, once all the energy had been fully absorbed, Wu Yin looked down at his body, a confident smirk playing on his lips. "With this power, my chances of victory are even higher." Suddenly, in the distance, a massive door slowly began to open. Just then, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the air. A gigantic creature, grotesquely shaped, slowly lumbered into view. It was a fire lizard, a formidable fire elemental beast of the first rank, 7th stage. The young man carefully observed his opponent. His brow furrowed slightly, a thought flashing through his mind. Wasn't this supposed to be super hard? But why is it only a low-level monster like this? In the next moment, the monster opened its maw, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth, and let out a bizarre roar. A colossal pillar of fire erupted, hurtling towards the young man with terrifying speed. Faced with this ferocious and powerful attack, the young man remained astonishingly calm. Raising a hand, he activated his Ice Spirit Soul, Ice Needles. Instantly, a volley of razor-sharp ice shards materialized, shooting towards the fire lizard with terrifying force. The opposing forces of ice and fire collided with a deafening roar, creating an earth-shattering explosion in midair. Seizing the opportunity, the snowball joined the battle. It stretched its tiny hand forward, He unleashed a furious torrent of icy wind, sweeping towards his frozen opponent. As the frigid mist dissipated, the form of a colossal lizard emerged. Its entire body was encased in a thick layer of ice, hard as steel. Admiring his handiwork, he cracked a triumphant grin and muttered to himself, "Seems my ice needles are still quite potent." A system announcement abruptly rang out, interrupting his thoughts. "Congratulations on completing the first of 5 levels. Continue the challenge." As the announcement faded, another door swung open, leading to a new trial. This time, an eerie, menacing green aura emanated from within. A gaunt, withered creature, its body wrapped in countless layers of tattered bandages, slowly shuffled out. It was a mummified monster of the wraith type, possessing the power of a 9th-stage Great Realm cultivator. He looked at the monster, a confident smirk playing on his lips. He mused that for others, a 9th-stage Great Realm opponent might pose an insurmountable challenge. But not for him. Outside, the man overseeing the match observed the proceedings impassively, his face betraying no emotion. Wu Yan's eyes narrowed in thought. In a fleeting moment, the massive bandaged monster met the same fate as the unfortunate lizard before it. Wu Yan froze it solid, rigid as a stone statue. Then, it swiftly shattered into countless fragments, watching the shards of ice rain down upon the ground. A smug grin spread across Wu Yan's face as he thought to himself, "This opponent was pathetically weak, so naive and inexperienced compared to me." After observing Wu Yan's 2 consecutive victories, the observing man spoke, his deep voice laced with disdain. "Elegant brat. That was mere luck, facing opponents with elemental disadvantages. The true test still lies ahead." An announcement from the square echoed, interrupting his thoughts. "Candidate has cleared the 2nd level. Continue to demonstrate your strength. The next gate is opening." This time a colossal foot, gnarled and rough like an ancient tree trunk, slowly emerged from the shadows. From the bizarre creature's eyes, beams of brilliant golden light radiated blindingly bright. Its sharp gaze pierced him, as if trying to see straight through to his soul. Suddenly, it opened its maw, unleashing an earth-shattering roar, a terrifying display of raw power. The monster before him was a Kuei beast, a formidable plant-type creature. It had reached stage 2 of rank 2. The proctor, still intently observing the battle, had a sudden thought. It seems this lad's pet beast, at best, is only at stage 1 of rank 2. Now, facing a rank 2, stage 2 Kuei beast, even with extraordinary innate talent, overcoming this difference in rank is impossible. The battle officially began. This time was entirely different from the previous 2 monsters. The Kuei beast seemed completely unaffected by its opponent's ice attacks, specifically the Ice Spirit Soul attack. He frowned, frustration evident on his face, muttering, "This beast's hide is incredibly thick. It even withstood the ice hammer." And that wasn't all. The colossal monster roared in fury, raising a massive fist and slamming it into the ground. Deafening cracks echoed through the air. Suddenly, enormous vines, thick as pythons, erupted from the earth. They coiled tightly around the ice sphere, imprisoning it in a dense tangle. In a flash, the withered beast lunged forward with terrifying speed. It prepared to unleash its final attack, one that would decide the ice sphere's fate. Outside the observation screen, the proctor laughed heartily, shaking his head with amusement. "This new student is quite strong," he mused, "but it's all over now." Outside the main hall, the man's smile vanished, replaced by a look of utter astonishment. He was speechless as he witnessed the scene unfolding within the trial. A thick layer of frost spread rapidly, blanketing the ground. The ice encased the withered beast's legs, freezing it in place, unable to move. The surrounding air was filled with a bone-chilling cold. This was the domain of extreme cold, the special skill of the Ice Soul. Lindsay unleashed his ice hammer technique, sending it crashing down with terrifying force. Countless icy shards, sharp and cold as death's breath, hurtled towards the colossal monster. It hastily raised its massive arms to defend itself, but all was in vain. The defense was fleeting. In the blink of an eye, its powerful arms were completely encased in thick ice, frozen solid. Just then, More razor-sharp ice shards materialized behind the monster like deadly blades. Caught completely off guard by the lightning-fast attack, the monster couldn't react. Its enormous body was pierced by the icy projectiles, inflicting countless fatal wounds. A horrifying shriek echoed out. Then the monster collapsed motionless to the ground, lifeless. Lin Zhe smiled triumphantly, gently stroking the head of his small ice spirit. Done. The third trial has been successfully cleared, he thought to himself. It was time to challenge the remaining 2 trials. The challenges still lay ahead. In the outer hall, students jolted awake, emerging from the trial state. Some who had failed, their faces filled with anger and frustration, loudly complained, "Damn it, just a little bit more, and I could have defeated that blasted beast. Ugh, another failure this year? Unbelievable." The 5th trial was unexpectedly difficult. It was truly beyond imagination. And yet, the reward was only a Tier 1, Stage 6 pet beast. Amidst the disappointed groans of those who failed, there were still quite a few cheering with joy. "Huh, I did it. I succeeded. Now, I've officially become a trainee beast tamer." Laughter filled the air, overflowing with jubilation, further infuriating those who had just failed. Damn it, at a time like this. A gasp of astonishment suddenly echoed through the crowd. "Oh my god, a fierce claw beast. That's a Tier 2 pet beast. A Tier 2 pet beast. How could it appear in this practical exam?" The murmurs grew louder, spreading everywhere. All eyes turned towards the large screen, which was displaying the unbelievable scene. Shenshur, wait a minute. That name. Isn't he the one who dared to choose super hard difficulty? Meanwhile, Lin Zhe had successfully cleared the 4th trial. The final, imposing door swung open, revealing the path to the ultimate test. He gazed ahead, excitement bubbling within him, and declared confidently, "The final round at last." Outside, a throng of students watched the intense battle unfold, murmuring in astonishment. "How is he so strong? Unbelievable. I know all the top students in the academy, but I've never even heard of this guy." Just then, Ning emerged from the gate, having completed her trial. She cheered triumphantly. "I did it. I passed. I'm officially a beast tamer trainee. I wonder how Lin Zhe is doing." As the words left her lips, Ning was drawn to the commotion ahead, amidst the excited cheers and applause. Praises echoed endlessly. "Wow, so powerful, incredible, curious." And Ning moved closer. "What's going on?" she wondered. Seconds later, her eyes widened in utter disbelief. "Lin Zhe, did he clear the 4th gate on super hard difficulty? Impossible. He's truly amazing." A suffocating tension hung heavy in the air. Suddenly, an excited roar shattered the silence. "It's out. It's finally out." All eyes glued to the large screen, eagerly anticipating what would unfold. Even Shunshur held his breath. It was the monstrous guardian of the 5th round, a creature of terrifying power. The crowd erupted in gasps of astonishment, stunned into silence. What in the world is that thing?" Someone stammered in terror. "A saber-toothed lion, beast type level 2, stage 5. A colossal creature, muscles rippling beneath its magnificent mane, its eyes blazing with crimson fire." The atmosphere exploded, more electric than ever. "No way. A saber-toothed lion? This is insane. Absolutely terrifying. How can a new student possibly defeat a monster like that?" Inside the testing grounds, Lin Zhe remained remarkably calm before his final opponent. Finally, a worthy adversary, he thought to himself. At Lin Zhe's command, Bing Jinghun sprang into action, launching a ferocious ice hammer attack towards the saber-toothed lion. However, the saber-toothed lion possessed incredible speed, blindingly fast. It dodged attacks with the agility of a lightning strike. This astonishing speed made Lin Zhe narrow his eyes in surprise. Remarkably fast. In the next instant, the saber-toothed lion unleashed a surprise attack with its razor-sharp claws. It struck the ice spirit head-on, sending the icy creature flying backward. It all happened too quickly for the ice spirit to react. The powerful and unexpected blow caused visible cracks to appear on the ice spirit's body, indicating significant damage. Outside the arena, the proctor's face became pensive and thoughtful. "Let's see what new tricks you have up your sleeve this time. Young man, I must admit, you possess extraordinary strength, but I'm afraid your journey ends here. Back inside the trial grounds, after the initial clash, Lindsay quickly assessed the situation. Although the ice spirit was a level higher than the saber-toothed lion, a pet's true power wasn't solely determined by its level. The outcome of this battle hinges on many factors, including the attributes and current state of the beast, the surrounding environment, and most importantly, the beast tamer's strategic brilliance. At this very moment, Bing Jing-hun was utterly exhausted after 4 grueling consecutive battles. Meanwhile, the saber-toothed lion was still in its prime, brimming with power, with terrifying speed and overwhelming strength. This was clearly a daunting challenge for Bing Jing-hun. If the battle continued this way, defeat was inevitable. A counterattack was desperately needed. Lindsay narrowed his eyes, intently observing his opponent's every move. As the ferocious beast charged forward with blinding speed, he roared, his voice echoing across the arena. Bing Jing-hun, get ready. Now's your chance. Seizing the golden opportunity, he commanded, Ice Hammer. In an instant, Bing Jing-hun's ice transfer skill was activated. The 2 powerful attacks collided, creating an earth-shattering explosion. A earth-shattering explosion erupted, sending a thick cloud of dust billowing into the air, obscuring everything. Hundreds of eyes were glued to the battleground, breaths held in anticipation. As the dust settled, a stunned silence fell over the entire arena. The saber-toothed lion, its massive form completely encased in ice, lay motionless on the ground. Not far away, Bing Jing-hun had also collapsed, unable to continue fighting. The crowd erupted in a cacophony of excited chatter. What happened? Who won? Did the match end in a draw? How would the rewards be split? Suddenly, a horrified scream pierced through the crowd, cutting through everyone's thoughts. No, look! A trembling voice cried out in terror. Every head turned towards the large screen, which was replaying the final moments of the battle. The saber-toothed lion, seemingly frozen solid, suddenly twitched. Impossible. He could actually stand against a ferocious saber-toothed lion. Level 2, 5-star phase? If that's the case, his pet must be at least level 2, 5-star phase. Unbelievable. This kid, he hid his true strength so well. Amidst the incessant chatter and speculation, Lindsay lowered his head, a shadow falling across his handsome features. This outcome is the result of meticulous strategy, my careful calculations. Suddenly, the saber-toothed lion on the other side of the battlefield unleashed an earth-shattering roar. The roar reverberated, echoing through the entire arena, causing a powerful tremor that shook the entire battlefield. Amidst the chaos, the ice soul spirit continued its advance, slow but majestic. It gently placed a hand on its abdomen, as if listening, sensing something of vital importance. Just as the opponent's ferocious roar ripped through the air, the ice soul spirit's eyes suddenly flashed with a brilliant light. As if awakening from a deep slumber, a prolonged silence was broken. In a flash, it executed a swift and decisive 180-degree turn. Its powerful arms swung upwards with formidable force and determination, poised to unleash a deadly attack. As expected, the opposing soul pet seized the opportunity, unleashing a powerful attack of its own, freezing its opponent in place. Completely immobilized and unable to move, with eyes blazing with fury, it advanced towards the ice soul spirit, radiating a menacing aura, seemingly unaffected by the previous attack. Behind the ice soul spirit, Lin Zhe remained observant, watching the battle unfold. His gaze was fixed forward, filled with tension and anxiety. Exactly. The saber-toothed lion is a pet originating from the icy, frigid lands. Therefore, they possess extraordinary resistance to the harsh cold of nature. Upon realizing the truth, his face darkened, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. Completely countered, suddenly, the system displayed a new notification. Congratulations, you have achieved a new milestone. Your pet has used skills a total of 10 times and received 100 reward points. This achievement has unlocked the new skill unlock function for your pet. After reading the notification, Lindsay was stunned. Oh, a skill unlock function? Another new feature? Immediately, 3 new skills appeared on the screen. Extreme Cold Shackles, an ice attribute control skill. capable of condensing into chains of freezing ice to bind and restrict the target's movements. Requirement: 40% growth rate, 50 achievement points. Ice Shield defensive skill. Creates a solid barrier of ice, shielding the user from attacks from any direction. Requirement: 60% growth rate, 50 achievement points. Icebone Nova. Area of effect, damage skill. Compresses ice elements into a single point, then unleashes a violent explosion, causing widespread ice damage. Requirement: 80% growth rate, 100 achievement points. Lin Zay's eyes widened as he stared intently at the skill list. Unbelievable. They could be combined in so many ways, he thought to himself. His mind raced, rapidly calculating and analyzing. Typically, pets only possess a maximum of 2 basic skills. But if a pet could utilize more skills, it could create far more flexible and diverse strategies. Ice Stream was the primary damage-dealing skill, but its effectiveness depended on target control. Extreme Cold Domain, while boasting a wide area of effect and good control, but that wasn't enough to turn the tide, to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. The key factor now, the decisive element for victory, was a single target control skill, but one that was truly overbearing, extraordinarily powerful. The moment he made up his mind, the instant he chose his path, Lin Zay didn't hesitate. He acted immediately. He reached out and touched the words extreme cold shackles, glowing with an unnatural light. Just like that, he boldly spent 50 precious achievement points he had painstakingly accumulated. As he pondered his remaining points, worrying about the future, the ferocious, saber-toothed lion lunged at him with terrifying speed. Seeing the imminent danger, the precarious situation, Bing Xinghuan instantly unleashed an incredibly powerful control technique, swift as lightning. The unexpected attack, completely unforeseen, left the saber-toothed lion with no time to react, and it bore the full brunt of the terrifying power. After successfully executing the move, Bing Xinghuan smiled slightly, exuding confidence. The system immediately issued a notification, echoing in his mind. Bing Xinghuan, Level 2 Stage 7, Breakthrough Growth Rate increased to 54%. Outside, the crowd erupted in astonished murmurs. What was that dazzling light? What's happening? Oh my god, leveling up? Impossible, another exclaimed in disbelief. I didn't see him use any materials. This is unbelievable. But even for seasoned beast tamers and combatants, leveling up a beast could only be achieved through grueling battles and hard-won victories. Could Lin Zay possess some unique secret, a miraculous beast training method? Amidst the murmuring and skeptical glances from the crowd, Lin Zay calmly extended his hand, making a subtle gesture. Come here, he softly commanded. In a flash, the mighty saber-toothed lion leaped into the air, a bolt of lightning against the sky. It hurtled towards them, radiating a ferocious aura, brimming with killing intent. But Lin Zay's expression remained serene, unwavering. All right, let's try the extreme frost chains technique, he thought to himself. In the blink of an eye, the ice crystal soul activated, unleashing a brand new skill. Contre ici champ, emanating a frigidora. Rapidly ensnared the charging, saber-toothed lion. It was frozen mid-air, completely immobilized. The icy chains tightened their grip, leaving the beast struggling in vain, desperately seeking escape. Weak, broken growls escaped its jaws. Lin Zay gave a gentle command, accompanied by a subtle wave of his hand. A massive surge of ice instantly materialized, hurtling towards the ensnared, saber-toothed lion. A fatal blow landed, sending the beast into a throe of agonizing pain. Outside the arena, the crowd erupted in chaos and confusion. What skill was that? What in the world is happening? Murmurs and shouts filled the air. One spectator, unable to contain his outrage, roared in fury. How can his pet, he began, his voice thick with anger, possibly use 3 different skills? While the audience remained stunned and bewildered, Lin Zay and Bing Xinghuan watched impassively, their expressions unchanged. The saber-toothed lion trembled violently, its body consumed by an icy chill. Yet, it stubbornly resisted, refusing to fully submit. A chilling smile crept across Bing Xinghuan's lips. Your hide is quite thick, isn't it? He murmured, as if a sudden realization struck him. A sharp glint flashed in Bing Xinghuan's eyes. Very well. One more blow, he declared. Instantly, a third attack, even more ferocious and brutal, was unleashed. In the next moment, the saber-toothed lion collapsed completely, utterly drained of strength. Its massive form lay motionless on the icy ground. The system announcement rang out. Congratulations. The challenge has officially ended. You have successfully passed this extraordinary assessment. And Ning jumped for joy, shouting, "We won. We actually did it. Lindsay, you were incredible. Absolutely amazing." Outside, the crowd buzzed with excited chatter. Everyone expressed their utter astonishment. Unbelievable. He actually conquered that impossible challenge. This is absurd. Completely preposterous. A disgruntled, envious voice hissed through gritted teeth. He cheated. There's no way he did that without some dirty trick or bribing the judges. Inconceivable. That kid pulled off the impossible. Amidst the chaotic crowd, a silent man with piercing eyes observed Lin Zay intently. Young beast tamers with such exceptional talent, I've encountered countless. But one who appears so suddenly, as if from thin air, leaving everyone utterly shocked and amazed. This is truly a first for me. Just then, the system issued a new, unexpected announcement. Lin Zay's physical stats had skyrocketed from a measly 2 to a solid 5. His soul power had also made a remarkable leap, surging from 2.8 to an impressive 7.8. Lin Zay's soul power level had reached a trainee rank of 780, yet he still lacked any soul techniques. His pet beast, the Ice Soul Star, currently had 3 achievement points. Its rank was Stage 3, Level 1, boasting an astounding growth rate of 84%. The Ice Soul Star's skills included Ice Hammer, Extreme Cold Domain, and Extreme Cold Chains, powerful ice control techniques. Lin Zay observed his pet beast, a thoughtful expression on his face. Understanding gradually dawned upon him. No wonder this special grade purification ceremony, with its super high difficulty, was so brutal. It was a truly arduous trial, fraught with peril. But the rewards, the gains in strength, were astonishing, exceeding all expectations. Suddenly, the system delivered another notification. It stated that Lin Zay could now form a contract with his second pet beast. A thought sparked in a young man's mind. What would his second contract be? What powerful beast awaited him? Perhaps a visit to the pet beast shop would provide the answer. Just then, a crucial notification flashed before Lin Zay's eyes. Trainee beast tamer Lin Zay had officially passed the qualification assessment. He had completed the first purification ceremony, a significant step on the path to becoming a true beast tamer. 200 achievement points awarded, along with a rare soul stone. Rewards distributed. Please exit the testing area. Lin Zay's eyes flew open, his face a mask of astonishment. He hadn't expected such generous rewards. Suddenly, he found himself surrounded by a curious throng. Everyone stared at him with inquisitive and scrutinizing gazes. A barrage of questions erupted like a flood. How did you do it? What's your secret? Where did you find such an amazing ice-type pet? Tell me, I've never seen a pet quite like that. Dude, you're incredible. Absolutely amazing. Amidst the boisterous crowd, Ning suddenly rushed forward and threw her arms around Lin Zay. She squealed with excitement and pride. Honey, I knew you'd do it. I had absolute faith in you. She nuzzled her head against his shoulder, her face beaming with joy. Lin was startled, feeling the warmth radiating from Ning's embrace. A blush crept up his cheeks. From the curious crowd, a man unexpectedly stepped forward. His eyes were sharp, holding unconcealed admiration. He Jinwen looked at Lin Zay, his voice calm. Young man, that was a truly extraordinary performance. I retract my previous remarks. Your confidence stems from genuine skill, not from recklessness or arrogance. Jinwen's words sent a ripple of murmurs through the crowd. Is that esteemed judge actually apologizing to a student? Unbelievable. Lin Zay remained composed, simply nodding slightly. It's nothing, sir. No worries. Jinwen smiled, pleased, then abruptly asked, Your name is Lin Zay, correct? Are you interested in joining our Beast Tamer Association? You could start as a provisional member, with exceptional benefits and privileges. This wouldn't interfere with your Beast Taming Academy application, and immediately after graduation, you will be appointed to the prestigious position of Enforcement Officer in the Beast Tamer Association. What do you think of this offer? The enticing offer left the surrounding students stunned and speechless, and Ning, standing beside him, couldn't hide his joyful expression and urged him on. Hurry up and accept. You can't miss such a golden opportunity. Only the most exceptional and outstanding students, after graduating from the Beast Tamer Academy, are qualified to participate in the rigorous selection process. They must undergo a strict evaluation for a chance to join the renowned Beast Tamer Association. Among countless individuals pursuing the challenging path of beast taming, Lindsay is the chosen one, a rare honor. The competition for this privilege is as fierce as 10,000 people vying to cross a narrow single-plank bridge. A truly arduous and challenging battle. He pondered, lost in deep thought. If I accept, I won't have to worry about finances, the high cost of living, or the exorbitant tuition fees throughout the 4 years at the Beast Tamer Academy. Moreover, it would bring me admiration and respect from everyone. But then, his gaze softened, drifting into the distance. There's no such thing as a free lunch. The greater the reward, the greater the responsibility that follows, especially with the association's strict and binding rules. If I join now, will I lose my precious freedom? After a moment of contemplation, Lindsay looked directly at Junwon, his gaze resolute. His voice, though gentle, was filled with determination. Teacher, esteemed judges, I sincerely thank you for your kind offer. However, I've given this matter thorough consideration. I plan to reconsider this after graduation. Suddenly, a student from behind spoke up, his voice filled with hope. Teacher, if he doesn't join, would I have a chance to be accepted? But Junwon remained silent, not responding to the student's plea. Inwardly, he mused, this young Lindsay is truly exceptional at his current rate of progress. He'll be many times stronger than he is now in no time. By then, the Beast Tamer Association's highest privileges and benefits will be well within his reach. Instead of accepting a small offer now, after a moment of contemplative silence, Junwon nodded slowly, his voice calm and accepting. If that's your decision, I won't force you. If you ever need help or if you change your mind, you can come find me anytime. With that, he gestured towards the gleaming badge on his chest, his voice deep as he introduced himself. He Junwon. His voice was commanding, powerful, exuding an extraordinary presence. But in response to this weighty introduction, Lindsay only offered an indifferent, apathetic gaze. The two men strode out of the vast arena, their figures dwarfed by the immense, boundless space. Suddenly, a clear, bright voice called out from the distance. And Ning, wait for us. And Ning startled, turning to see two girls racing towards her. As they drew closer, she quickly introduced them to Lindsay. These are my classmates, Lu Xian and Zhang Xiaoyan. Lu Xian, brimming with excitement, grabbed a Ning's hand. Giggling with excitement, the girl chirped, and Ning, we'd love to get your cousin's number. The other girl quickly pulled out her phone, flashing a bright, flowery smile at Lindsay. Hey, let's be friends on Zalo. We've had our eye on you for a while now, she confessed with a playful wink. Let's hang out sometime, she enthusiastically suggested. Zhang Xiaoyun, not to be outdone, quickly joined the conversation. She offered a wave, her voice as sweet as honey. I'm for the class next door, and I'm a huge admirer of yours. And Ning's face immediately fell, a pout forming on her lips. Lindsay, meanwhile, was flustered, completely at a loss for how to respond. He stammered, trying to make a quick escape. We have to go, we have something to do. See you. With that, he and Ning activated escape mode and bolted away at lightning speed. We can be friends later, Lindsay thought to himself. Suddenly, his phone buzzed. A new message from the teacher's office flashed on the screen. Without hesitation, he headed towards the office. Arriving at the door, he knocked gently and peeked his head inside. Teacher, did you call for me? His homeroom teacher stood in front of her desk. Her form-fitting outfit accentuated her alluring curves, creating a captivating sight. Hearing Lindsay's call, the teacher turned around. Her eyes suddenly lit up. I heard you brilliantly passed the super difficult trial, she exclaimed in astonishment. Lindsay simply nodded silently. But then, something unexpected happened. The teacher suddenly rushed forward and embraced her student in a hug. Excited cheers erupted. Well done. You know, I always had the most faith in you. Caught off guard by the hug, Lindsay stiffened, a blush creeping up his cheeks. Memories flashed through his mind, times of poor grades, times of being relentlessly chased by his teacher. Thinking of this, Lindsay couldn't help but smile. But then, the teacher pulled out a thick book, its cover worn with age, and placed it in his hands. "Right," she said, her voice turning serious. "I called you here today to discuss something very important." Lindsay carefully turned to the first page of the book, curiosity piqued. "What is this?" The teacher pointed gravely at the book and began to explain. "Within this book lie profound techniques and methods for cultivating soul arts. These are the most fundamental principles and a required course for every beast tamer. Since you're about to begin your internship, it's best to familiarize yourself with this knowledge beforehand. Besides, controlling and training your familiar soul arts is a crucial combat skill." The teacher's voice remained stern and authoritative. "A beast tamer with superior soul arts can even eliminate fierce beasts using only their mental power without relying on their familiar. Furthermore, soul arts not only enhances coordination in combat with your familiar, but also serves as a shield in dangerous and fierce battles." Hearing this, Lindsay suddenly had a realization. If he could master this skill, he would be able to defend himself and protect his own life without constantly relying on the protection of his familiar. The thought filled him with uncontainable excitement, and he exclaimed enthusiastically, "Thank you so much, homeroom teacher. I'll start practicing right away," he replied. She smiled gently and gestured for him to leave with a flick of her wrist. "If you encounter any difficulties or have any questions, come find me." Lindsay quickly returned to his own room. He sat cross-legged on the floor and began to carefully study the Soul Guardian's secret manual. "This incantation can create a defensive barrier using soul energy," he read, "sustained by soul power, capable of blocking attacks from all directions." He meticulously read each line, pondering the hidden meanings within. After a while, he let out a soft sigh. "A diligent bird catches worms. A hardworking person who learns will succeed," he murmured to himself. "First, I need to master the most fundamental basics. Once I officially enter the Beast Taming Academy, I'll have more time to participate in advanced training courses." Time passed quietly. In just 10 short minutes, a faint aura of spiritual energy began to emanate from Lindsay's body. His eyes suddenly lit up, as if he had just grasped some profound truth. He had successfully absorbed the profound knowledge within the ancient book. Gradually, a powerful energy shield began to form, radiating a mystical light. It enveloped him perfectly. He slowly raised his hands, focusing his mind. "It seems I've grasped the basic principles of soul arts. Ordinary people would need days of arduous training, or even months, to comprehend even a little of this mystical soul art. But I've managed to understand it to this extent in just 10 minutes. A soul physique of 7.8 truly offers extraordinary benefits." He marveled inwardly. Suddenly, a system notification appeared. "Congratulations, host, on successfully mastering a type of soul art. Host has mastered a new soul art." The system continued. "Achievement points awarded, 100 points. Total achievement points, 350 points. Host, do you wish to use 50 achievement points to upgrade Soul Guardian?" He clenched his fists, a sharp glint in his eyes. Indeed, the system also provides powerful support for soul art cultivation. Quickly, the system displayed another notification. "Achievement points awarded, 100 points. Total achievement points, 450 points. Corrected total. Host, do you wish to use 50 achievement points to upgrade his Soul Guardian or not?" Lindsay's heart leaped with joy as he finished reading the notification. Unexpectedly, he had unknowingly accumulated such a large number of achievement points. It's best to prioritize upgrading the life-saving skill by 2 levels first. After a moment of consideration, he decided to click Confirm. Immediately, the system panel was updated. "You have spent 100 achievement points. 250 achievement points remaining." Immediately afterward, Lindsay was enveloped in a circle of energy, glowing with an emerald green light. At the same time, the system displayed a notification, Soul Guardian Level 3. Looking at the new protective layer, he exclaimed in delight. "It feels like this protective layer is both thicker and larger than before, right? It can even protect 3 or 4 people at the same time. This is amazing." A moment later, a new notification appeared on the system panel. Current soul power remaining, 770. Looking at the notification, he fell into deep thought. It seems like activating the soul protection barrier only consumes 10 soul power points each time. My current soul power limit is 780 points, which means I can use this defensive skill up to 78 times. Suddenly, Lindsay remembered something and exclaimed, that's right. By the way, I still have the soul stone I was rewarded with for achieving trainee beast tamer. I haven't used it yet. Now's the perfect time. I should use it right now. Without hesitation, he immediately put his words into action. Lindsay used the soul stone reward. His soul power surged from 7.8 to 8.8 points. His total soul power consequently leaped from 780 to 880 points. Lindsay joyfully picked up the skill book, thinking to himself, it would be a waste to use such abundant soul power only for defense. I need to learn at least 2 more techniques. The first technique Lindsay wanted to learn was Soul Water, a skill described as possessing immense power. By focusing his mind intently, he could draw upon his soul as an energy source, condensing it at his fingertips, and then rapidly released it. This second technique is known as Soul Force Impact, executed similarly to the first. Next, he focused energy into his fist, then abruptly released it as a palm strike. As night fell, bathed in the soft moonlight, he calmed his mind, channeling all his soul force into his fingertip, patiently waiting for the opportune moment. Lindsay unleashed the technique, expending 10 precious soul force points. However, the damage inflicted only created a small crack on the surface. He realized that while this technique lacked raw power, it possessed incredible accuracy, rivaling an arrow loosed by a master archer. Lindsay clenched his fist, gathering soul force into his hand again, thinking, I need to see what this technique can do. Lowering his center of gravity, he prepared to unleash a punch with all his might. A powerful surge of soul force erupted, shooting forward. This time, Lindsay consumed 30 soul force points, and the result completely exceeded his expectations. The technique created a large hole in the solid wall. He was astonished by the sheer destructive power he had just unleashed. Just then, the system notification sounded. Congratulations! You have successfully mastered 3 soul art skills. The reward was a precious vial, a potent elixir for the soul. This special concoction possessed the ability to rapidly restore strength and vitality, replenishing depleted soul power. Lindsay recognized its immense practical value. However, he decided to save this treasure for a crucial moment. Lindsay chose to spend 100 achievement points, leaving himself with 150, specifically to upgrade his arrow shot and soul force impact skills to level 2. After completing his training and mastering the new technique, Lindsay lay down to rest and contemplate. He planned to hoard his remaining achievement points until a critical need arose. Tomorrow, after earning some money, he would immediately visit the pet center to find a second companion. At the bustling mission center, Lindsay was browsing and accepting tasks. He realized this was his first time taking on missions for profit, and with his current abilities, ordinary level missions wouldn't pose any challenge. The mission list and corresponding rewards included exterminating the ghost dragonflies plaguing Yangshan village, a task offering a generous reward of 20,000 coins. Eliminate the rampant lying on Highway 302. Reward, 30,000. Clear out the magu infesting the beautiful Luoming Lake. Reward, 10,000. Exterminate the ferocious Jiaxia beetles in Zhengzhong Valley. Handsome reward, 40,000. Lindsay didn't hesitate. He immediately selected the Jiaxia beetle extermination mission. The highest reward was obviously the best choice. The installation device issued a notification. You are currently a trainee beast tamer. For your safety, you will be assigned to a team with 3 other teammates. The mission reward will be divided equally among the team. Lindsay was frustrated. A ripoff. I can handle those Jiaxia beetles alone. The guidance device displayed a map. Please, arrive at Zhengzhong Valley before 2 p.m. At exactly 2 p.m., Lindsay arrived at Zhengzhong Valley. There were 3 other people waiting for him. A guy with dark blue hair, arms crossed, said, "You finally made it." Lindsay raised his hand in greeting. Zhang pointed at Lin Zhe, his voice laced with accusation. You kid, you kept us waiting all day. Haven't you graduated yet? You're still a student. Zhao Mingshan scratched his head, annoyance evident on his face. Why pair us with an ungraduated rookie? Seriously, Wang Shuyun, the last member of the group, interjected, reprimanding the irritatingly verbose Zhao Mingshan. You two are scaring him. Stop it. She took the initiative to address Lin Zhe, the handsome young man, with a sunny smile. Just stick with me later. You don't have to worry about a thing. Lin Zhe returned the smile, his voice gentle. Yes, ma'am. I'm still studying, haven't graduated yet. I'll be in your care from now on. Shuiyun's eyes crinkled in a satisfied smile. Good boy. Mingshan, witnessing this scene, felt a surge of irritation. Shuiyun, are you smitten with a pretty boy again? Get serious. This is no time for jokes. This mission could be a lot tougher and more dangerous than you think. Worry about yourself first. Don't throw your life away needlessly. Shuiyun ignored Mingshan, turning her head away dismissively. Mingshan, appointing himself leader, barked an order at Lin Zhe. I'll be the acting captain of our squad. When we arrive at the mission site, everyone must follow my commands. You absolutely must obey my orders and not act on your own. If you don't, your mission reward will be significantly reduced. Understood? Inwardly, he scoffed, his disdain for these people evident. This bunch were nothing but incompetent fools, lacking the ability to even step foot inside the prestigious Beast Tamer Academy. They relied on meager, mediocre beast taming skills, Parrot learned from ordinary high schools, to handle these trivial survival tasks. Yet, he maintained a cheerful, approachable facade. He obediently nodded. Sure, let's divide the work based on everyone's abilities. The more work you do, the greater the reward. Fair enough. Seeing his compliance, Mingshan felt a sense of satisfaction. The four of them began their assigned task. To enter the valley, they had to traverse a deep pit teeming with dangerous insects. The pit's mouth was treacherous and slippery. A single misstep meant a plunge into the abyss. Looking down, it was nearly impossible to discern what lay at the bottom of the deep, dark chasm. Suddenly, a chilling, rustling sound startled them. Thousands of grotesque, armored bugs swarmed out from the pit, crawling everywhere. Each one bore terrifyingly sharp mandibles, their amassed numbers creating a horrifying spectacle. The sight before them was horrifying, sending chills down their spines. Shuiyun gasped in terror. Mingshan, however, remained calm and collected. He felt the situation was completely under control. Just a small pit dealing with these armored bugs is child's play, Mingshan said confidently. All three of them simultaneously began summoning their spirit beasts. Jeshan's spirit beast was a powerful rhinoceros, a beast type, level 2 stage 5. He snapped his fingers commanding, "Come on, charge." Zhanglei's spirit beast was a steel wind mantis, an insect type, level 2 stage 6. Zhanglei boasted, "Come forth, my giant mantis. Show them what you're made of." Finally, it was Shuiyun's turn. Her spirit beast was a terror wasp with a fearsome appearance. Also an insect type, but at level 2 stage 5. She smiled playfully, winking at Lin Zhe. "Stay behind me, little brother." Lin Zhe casually put his hands in his pockets and quietly followed behind. He thought to himself, let's see what these guys are capable of first. It's not too late to act. Suddenly, a swarm of armored bugs, like a black tide, surged towards them. Zhao Mingshan's face darkened. He roared, "Attack! Annihilate these vermin! Leave none alive!" As soon as he finished speaking, his gigantic rhinoceros beast unleashed its ultimate skill. A whirlwind of devastating force erupted, hurtling towards the swarm of insects. The green-haired man, with a look of utter disdain, raised a hand arrogantly. "You fools, behold, your leader is here." Zhanglei commanded his steel wind mantis to attack. Crescent blade slash. The steel wind mantis launched its assault. The armored insects weren't about to sit idly by and wait for death. They ferociously surrounded the steel wind mantis. Meanwhile, the young woman smiled gently, raising a single finger. "Don't even think about succeeding," she said calmly. "Go, my bee." Shui Yun commanded her terror wasp. Toxic frenzy. A wave of venomous fury slammed into the armored insects surrounding the steel wind mantis. Poisoned, they paralyzed and collapsed one after another. Their agonizing screeches and frantic chirping filled the air. Shui Yun laughed triumphantly. So, how about that teamwork from us newbies? Not bad, huh? You just stand there and yell awesome, awesome, awesome with all your might. Ming Shan raised an eyebrow playfully. Still looking for a reward? Think of it as your tuition, kid. Wang Shuiyun burst into laughter. I'll cut you in on some of my points later. Just stick with me and watch your own back. Lin Zhe observed the crustacean bugs, slowly picking themselves up from the ground. He imagined a series of flashy, visually impressive attacks, but fundamentally, they posed little threat to the insects. Suddenly, a terrifying roar ripped through the air. The crustacean bugs surged forward, their numbers 10 times greater than before. Shuiyin gasped. What was that sound? The crustacean bugs charged, their aggression palpable, and their ranks swelled relentlessly. A massive swarm of bugs gathered before them, so dense they formed a black cloud, blotting out the sky. Zhang Lei's face contorted in a grimace. He roared, "More armored bugs are emerging from the cave. What the hell is going on?" Lin Zhe remained calm, analyzing the situation. Could there be an even larger armored bug king inside? Faced with such an overwhelming number of bugs, in the blink of an eye, the spirit beasts of the remaining 3 were completely overrun, mercilessly torn apart by the ferocious swarm. Zhang Lei clutched his head, screaming in panic. Quick, recall your beasts, otherwise we'll be ripped to shreds. Ming Shan bellowed furiously. Rhino, get back here. Lin Zhe, standing behind them, finally spoke. It's useless. The sound those carrion armored bugs just emitted is a type of sonic wave that paralyzes the spirit beast's nervous systems. They won't respond to your commands anymore. What? Shuiyun's face paled, her voice trembling. What do we do now? My bees. Zhang Lei grabbed Lin Zhe by the collar, screaming, You bastard. You knew this would happen, didn't you? Why didn't you tell us? You're nothing but a useless good-for-nothing who only knows how to mock others. Lin Zhe responded coldly. Right now, your concern shouldn't be your spirit beast, but your own safety. Zhang Lei glanced back and witnessed a horrifying sight. Thousands of pitch-black beetles were swarming towards them like a monstrous wave. Zhao! Ming Shan froze, trembling and drenched in cold sweat. He screamed, Run! Run! We're dead if we don't. This damn mission is anything but normal. The words barely left his mouth before he turned and fled for his life. But the relentless beetles were not about to let him escape. They accelerated with terrifying speed. Hot on their heels, terror gripped Zhang Lei. He was certain his life was about to end. His eyes widened, filled with sheer dread. But then he looked back, and to his astonishment, he saw Lin Zhe had erected a shimmering barrier just ahead, shielding his soul. The newly formed barrier prevented the ferocious beetles from breaking through. Zhang Lei gaped, stammering in disbelief. Is that soul art? Only students from the Beast Taming Academy can use that kind of magic. Hey, you're just a high school student. How do you know about these things? Lin Zhe replied coldly, his voice devoid of emotion. Cut the crap. Get behind me. With those words, Lin Zhe raised his hand, summoning the mighty ice spirit soul. The surrounding temperature plummeted instantly, the air turning bone-chillingly cold. Zhang Lei's group was once again stunned into silence. Heavens, what kind of soul pet is that? I've never seen anything like it. One of the remaining men sniffled, letting out a long sigh, his face filled with awe. I have no idea. Lin Zhe gently stroked the ice spirit soul, strategizing in his mind. These armored beasts, in terms of soul pet rank, are only at the first tier, stage 7. However, they have the advantage of overwhelming numbers, but they don't possess any special skills. So a direct confrontation would be disadvantageous. Fortunately, his tier 3 ice spirit soul possessed wide area damage capabilities. With that thought, he immediately gave the command. Ice Spirit Soul, unleash the extreme ice domain. In a flash, the entire pack of ferocious ironclad beasts was frozen solid, encased in thick ice. The boy turned to Zhang Lei's group, his voice chillingly calm. Hurry up. Take this opportunity to recall your pets. There's still time, if you're willing, to forfeit all the rewards you've earned in this round. The largest man in the group, his face ashen, fell to his knees in terror, stammering. Hey, all right, we'll give you all the rewards. Just let us get our pets out of here safely. That's all we ask. Beside him, the young man with blue-streaked hair tried to maintain a tough facade. pointing at Lin Zhe and yelling, "You brat, you dare threaten us? You've got some nerve. Who do you think you are? Just some nobody contestant trying to act tough with us?" But Lin Zhe simply turned, an oppressive aura radiating from him, making the air thicken and crackle before slowly replying, "That's right. I am Lin Zhe." Shuyin gasped. "I see. That's why. Just as I suspected. I had a hunch you were just a high school student. How could a kid possess such terrifying power? Hey, little brother Lin Zhe, hurry up and free our adorable pets." Suddenly, Zhang Naleo aggressively cut in, bellowing with indignation. "You brat, you think you can just say things and they become true? I don't believe in these cheap tricks. Good heavens, who would believe this? Quickly undo that ice so we can retrieve our pets, or else." As soon as he finished speaking, Ming Shan sprang up, delivering a thunderous punch to Zhang Lei's face, making him cry out in pain. "You idiot!" Ming Shan roared. After the devastating blow, Zhang Lei collapsed to the ground, clutching his face and moaning. The other two men quickly stood at attention, trying to show their respect to Ming Shan. The overwhelming strength he had just displayed needed no further proof. "We were truly blind, unable to recognize Mount Tai," one of them stammered, while the group was in disarray at the foot of the mountain. The insects trapped in the ice were slowly thawing. Lin Zhe watched coldly and spoke up. "Time is running out. We need to move quickly. The ice is melting. Danger is approaching. Everyone, recall your pets and get out of here immediately. Before that swarm of insects wakes up, we're going to be in serious trouble." Hearing this, Shui Yun's face was etched with worry. Her eyes, filled with doubt, turned towards Lin Zhe. "What about you?" she asked. "These insects won't die just from being frozen. They're only temporarily subdued, not completely eliminated." Lin Zhe showed no fear in the face of danger. His expression remained calm, chillingly so. A sly smirk played on his lips. Standing before the frozen insects, he didn't flinch. Lin Zhe's gaze pierced the darkness deep within the cave, a knowing glint in his eyes. "Hith, hith. To solve the problem at its root, you have to start with the leader." Zhang Lei lay on the ground, clutching his face in pain. He propped himself up, staring at Lin Zhe in bewilderment. "This idiot, is he actually going in there? He's insane." With that, he commanded his pet, Bing Jinghan. Without hesitation, Lin Zhe jumped into the pitch-black abyss below. Before embarking on their descent into the abyss, Lin Zhe carefully instructed everyone. "Let's hurry, everyone. Make the most of our time," he urged. Lin Zhe and his spirit beast companion launched themselves into the air, propelling their bodies downward and plunging into the pitch-black depths of the cave. Landing safely, Lin Zhe calmly surveyed his surroundings. Inwardly, he observed, "Although this place is dark and devoid of light, I can still see everything clearly. It seems that my recent physical training has significantly improved my vision," he mused. Before he could fully acclimate to his environment, a swarm of ferocious insects surged forward, brandishing their sharp claws and fangs at Lin Zhe. They attacked with a frenzied savagery, ready to tear apart anything that dared to trespass on their territory. But just as they closed in, a powerful barrier materialized, encasing Lin Zhe in a protective sphere. The impenetrable barrier completely blocked the insect's advance. It not only shielded Lin Zhe's soul completely, but also unleashed a powerful counterattack, repelling each ferocious insect. The insects were flung back, falling like hail outside the protective sphere. The soul power barrier provided robust protection, while also allowing him to launch his own attacks, but remained safely protected within the sturdy barrier of his soul force. However, each time he eliminated one of the insects, countless others would appear, swarming towards him like moths to a flame, their relentless assault never ceasing. The number of insects multiplied at an alarming rate, a thick, black mass clinging to and obscuring his protective layer of soul force. Under the ferocious onslaught, worrying cracks began to appear in his soul force barrier. Lin Zhe furrowed his brows, a worried thought crossing his mind. "I've been too careless. If this continues, no matter how abundant my soul force is, it won't be able to hold out." In this precarious situation, hanging by a thread, just as his soul force was about to be completely shattered by the ferocious insects, he suddenly remembered his unused achievement points. Midair, right before Lin Zhe's eyes, the system notification panel abruptly appeared. Ice Shield Ultimate Defensive Skill. Manipulate the ice element to form a solid shield, capable of freely defending against any attack from any direction. Spending 50 precious achievement points. Icebone Nova. A wide-range attack skill, capable of rapidly compressing a massive amount of ice elemental energy. All ice elements within a given area will be concentrated into a single point and instantly erupt in a devastating explosion, causing an immense amount of damage. Ice element, costing 100 achievement points. The system panel continued to display notifications. Remaining achievement points, 150. A powerful energy began to emanate from his pet. A blinding light enveloped it. He looked at his pet and thought, just enough to learn new skill, the ice crystal pet. Confidence surged through him. The pet's crimson eyes glowed brightly as it absorbed the new skill. Bing Jinghun has learned Ice Shield and Icebone Nova. Meanwhile, his soul power was being gradually eroded and gnawed away by the swarming insects. But he remained still, thinking to himself, with Ice Shield, Bing Jinghun will be able to move freely, unhindered, without needing to hide within his soul's protective layer. The tide of the battle turned dramatically. The protective layer of soul power surrounding him shattered, breaking into countless fragments. The insects clinging to the barrier rained down, creating a horrifying insect shower. Energy from his soul power radiated out, enveloping Lin Zay's entire body. Lin Zay remained deep in thought, searching for a solution. Icebone Nova. He mused. That's what I need to inflict widespread damage, he affirmed to himself. But first, I need to absorb all the surrounding ice elements. Fortunately, I can combine it with the extreme cold domain. As he finished speaking, his spirit pet, the ice soul spirit, completed adjusting its skill. It unleashed a colossal surge of icy energy radiating in all directions. Instantly, the entire swarm of insects froze solid. Having eliminated the aggressive insects before him, Lin Zay swiftly reactivated his soul's protective barrier. A thick white mist rose from the gradually melting ice, blanketing the surrounding area. The swarming Tichong were completely frozen, encased in a layer of pristine white ice and snow. The young man cheered excitedly. Magnificent! The ice element is ready. Did you use the Icebone Nova skill? Icy energy from the surroundings began to converge, swirling towards a single point. That convergence point was directly overhead, above Qiuzhong. Bing Xinghuan slowly raised a finger, pointing towards the empty space. Immediately after, an earth-shattering energy source compressed at his fingertip. From there, a dazzling blue light radiated outwards, illuminating the entire area. Having just finished off the Tichong in front of him, another wave of Tichong, like a black tide, surged forward to surround him. The immense icy energy at Bing Xinghuan's fingertip finally reached its critical mass. As soon as the words Icebone Nova left his lips, the ice attribute magic power suddenly erupted, splitting into countless sharp streams of energy. They shot towards the ferocious insects like icy arrows, piercing the night. A terrifying collision ensued, and the insects exploded in an instant, shattering into tiny fragments. The system notification panel appeared once again. Notification: you have eliminated 50T Jiachong. Lin Zay's face was filled with excitement, his joy evident. He laughed loudly and said, Locke's defensive shield has shattered. The power of that attack was incredible. Simply put, it was an earth-shattering explosion. Immediately after, in the air before him, a system notification window suddenly materialized, hovering in mid-air. Ice Spirit Soul. Rank: promoted from Tier 3 Stage 1 to Tier 3 Stage 2. Growth rate: 84%. Growth rate to reach 89% in the next stage. Usno Moiden. Current Ice Spirit Soul skills: Ice Spike, Extreme Cold Chains, and Extreme Cold Domain. Bone-chilling affection. After carefully reading the system notification, he thought to himself with satisfaction, pets can gain experience through battles, and thereby increase their level. Although this process is somewhat slow, this place is teeming with insects, making it an ideal location for leveling up. Lin Zay focused on the 89% growth rate notification and thought to himself, perhaps today, he could help Ice Spirit Soul break through to a new realm. Moving on to the next stage. Suddenly, from the depths of the dark and ominous cave, a terrifying, savage roar echoed, putting Lindsay instantly on guard. The remaining armored corpse insects, upon hearing the fearsome growl, became even more frenzied and ferocious. They fixed their gaze on Lindsay, monitoring his every move. Lindsay calmly crossed his arms, a confident expression on his face. He directed a sharp gaze deep into the shadowy cave and spoke. It seems their leader is lurking within. His words had barely left his lips when his ice soul pet was ready to attack. The pet's hands glowed brightly, emanating a powerful energy that enveloped him. Lindsay continued to bravely advance. Scene shifts to above the cave. Lindsay's teammates, exhausted and panting heavily, were leaning against a massive boulder. The only woman in the group, with distinctive violet eyes, despite gasping for breath from fatigue, spoke with worry. We need to report back quickly about the danger level of this mission. Otherwise, Lindsay will be in grave danger. The blue-haired young man, hearing this, immediately erupted in protest, his voice thick with indignation. Why are you still worried about that brat? Mind your own business. He brought this on himself. He walked right into the abyss. As their argument raged, voices escalating with each accusation, a man materialized silently behind them, still as a ghost. From the shadows, the figure slowly advanced, breaking the tense atmosphere. A voice, calm and polite, cut through the prior animosity. If you'll permit me to ask, is that location up ahead? The site of the beast hunting examination. Am I correct? The newcomer was none other than the renowned bronze-rank beast tamer, Da Zhao Misha. Sweat beading on his brow, Mingshan frantically whipped around to confirm the information. Yes, the destination is further ahead, but I advise caution. It's best not to proceed. He stammered, his face etched with disbelief. A bronze beast tamer badge. You. Impossible. You're a bronze beast tamer. Shuiyun and Zhang Lei's jaws dropped in unison. They both exclaimed simultaneously. Bronze rank. Detailed information then appeared on the interface screen. Beast Tamer Badge, issued by the Beast Tamer Association, is divided into the following ranks. Bronze Rank Beast Tamer, top 30% of Beast Tamers. Silver Rank Beast Tamer, top 12% of Beast Tamers. And Gold Rank Beast Tamer, top 3% worldwide. Lada smirked, a confident grin spreading across his face. He pointed 2 fingers at his head and declared, That's right, Yamlada, Grunrang Yastanger. The association has recognized the significant increase in mission difficulty, so they sent me to resolve this chaotic situation. Shuiyun couldn't contain her excitement. She clasped her hands together and exclaimed, Wonderful! With your help, we will surely succeed. Could we possibly accompany you? Lada looked at Shuiyun, playfully lifting her chin with a teasing expression. My dear, if you wish to witness my spectacular performance, then I'd be delighted to have you by my side. As for you two, you're not quite up to snuff for this. The other 2 young men shook their heads frantically like bobbleheads. No, we don't want to go. Please spare us. The scene shifts to the dark interior of the dungeon. Lindsay is battling fiercely against a horde of ferocious monsters. Suddenly, an unexpected notification pops up before him. Congratulations! You have achieved the Beast Slayer accomplishment. The prestigious Beast Slayer title is now yours. You have received 300 achievement points and the Violent Species Supercard. The Violent Species card will be upgraded immediately. Unrivaled power awaits you. Your pet taming skill has also been upgraded, with a duration of 60 seconds. Use it wisely. Lindsay reads the notification intently, his face alight with excitement. Beast Slayer, huh? I didn't know there was an achievement for that. What a surprise. I bet this achievement is just as impressive as the Manslayer one. This reward is truly generous. All that effort was worth it. The system then updates with new information. Your Ice Spirit Soul has been upgraded to level 3, stage 3. Growth rate has reached an astounding 94%. Lindsay laughs heartily, a look of satisfaction in his eyes. It seems the Snow Girl is just one step away from reaching the realm of just one more step. A strange sound suddenly pierced the silence. Lindsay looked up, searching for the source. His expression turned serious, lost in thought. I should probably get out of here, he thought to himself. The words had barely left his lips when The ground beneath him cracked open, revealing a colossal form. It was a disaster-class loot boss. Lindsay stared, a curse slipping out. Damn, that thing is monstrous. According to the mission briefing, the threat of the suicide beetle had emerged a week ago. This meant the creature before him had already evolved. Moments laté, danger alert blarat. Suicide SAO activated, tier 4 beetle type. He gritted his teeth, determination hardening his gaze. No, I can't retreat. If I run now, I can forget about the bounty. All right, let's do this. Bring it on, SAO. Just as he prepared to launch his attack, a dark figure descended from the sky, impacting the ground with an earth-shattering explosion. Appearing alongside Lada and Shuiyun was a beast tamer controlling a bizarre rock creature. Shuiyun gasped in worry. Lindsay, thank goodness you're all right. Relief washed over her voice. Witnessing the scene before him, Lindsay didn't know whether to laugh or cry. His emotions were a tangled mess. He let out a weary sigh. Yeah, I'm fine, Sister Shuiyun, Lindsay replied. But what are you doing here? He asked, puzzled. Lada took a step back, crossing his arms with a stern expression. Well, another one dares to retreat, he scoffed mockingly. Kid, this place is extremely dangerous. It's no place for you. His voice was laced with warning. This monster, it's the legendary armored insect king. Fear trembled in his voice. This tier 4 beast, among tens of thousands of other armored insects, is the only one capable of controlling the entire swarm. He was about to step forward when Lindsay quickly grabbed his sleeve. Wait, I'm the one entrusted with this mission. Lindsay declared firmly. Back off. This boss is mine. Luda scoffed without even turning around. Kid, do you have any idea who I am? Before he could finish his sentence, the ferocious boss lunged to attack. Its eyes flashed with savage intensity, but Luda's pet easily blocked the attack. Luda let out a laugh, brimming with pride and confidence. His eyes sharp as knives, he continued, Beast Tamer, King Don Lion, Luda, who do you think you are to speak to me like that? A system notification quickly popped up. Rock-type monster, rank 9 Earth rock giant, located on the other side. The ferocious, storm-like attack was blocked. But the boss continued to roar furiously in its rage. It opened its jaws wide, unleashing a terrifying roar. Meanwhile, both sides were locked in a stalemate, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Yet, Luda remained strangely calm and composed. He didn't show a hint of worry. Lindsay refused to give up. He immediately unleashed the ice chain skill, unleashing frigid, icy threads. The strands rapidly constricted the monster's massive pincer. He resolutely stepped forward, confronting Lada. With a determined gaze, he spoke with unwavering resolve. I am Beastmaster Lindsay. Lada pointed at him, astonishment evident in his voice. You're Lindsay? The one who conquered that ultra-difficult test. No wonder you're so courageous. But let me tell you something. After completing the trainee program and experiencing countless life-or-death battles, I officially passed the bronze rank examination. Hearing this, a wave of boredom washed over Lindsay. He felt irritated, restless, as if 1,000 ants were crawling beneath his skin. He dismissively replied, Yeah, all right. I'm about to pass it too. Seeing his indifferent expression, Lada suddenly smirked, a cunning glint in his eyes. What you mean, kid? Lada didn't finish his sentence. Shuiyun's sudden scream pierced the air, cutting their argument short. Both of you, stop fighting this instant. There's danger lurking behind you. Just then, the colossal monster shattered the icy chains that bound it. Its massive body roared in fury, preparing to attack. Their argument came to an abrupt halt. Lada frowned in annoyance, letting out an irritated grunt. Such a nuisance. You brat. I'll show you the true gap in our power. With that, Lada unleashed a powerful earth-type Huan technique. The ground beneath them trembled violently. As he chanted each incantation, his spirit beast obeyed, its speed accelerating dramatically. It prepared for a powerful counterattack. He sneered, pointing at the boss monster with a smug expression. Behold, the might of the giant rock monster has now reached rank 4, stage 2. Lindsay's eyes widened in astonishment, thinking to himself, such an overwhelming soul technique exists. After suffering heavy injuries in the previous round, The colossal monk-armored beetle flew into a rage. The gnashing of its razor-sharp mandibles echoed through the space, sending chills down anyone's spine. A notification abruptly appeared, signaling the monk-armored beetle's transformation. It entered a berserk state, its power surging dramatically. Its combat strength was now equivalent to a Tier 4 Stage 3 monster. As soon as the transformation was complete, the monstrous insect roared ferociously and charged, frantically absorbing energy from the ancient soul stone. The suction force was terrifyingly intense, causing even its massive arm to tremble violently. This was the clearest testament to the monster's formidable, undeniable power. Luden narrowed his eyes, muttering, "This guy is a truly formidable opponent." As if prepared, Xiao Shui immediately unleashed a chilling ice hammer. Simultaneously, Lin Zhe wasted no time, utilizing a powerful soul force impact. Working in perfect sync, they charged forward, launching a direct assault on the colossal boss. An earth-shattering explosion reverberated across the battlefield, shaking the very ground. However, as the dust settled, the seemingly perfect coordinated attack had only left a small dent on the monster's iron-like armor. It was like scratching a colossal monster, a futile, meaningless gesture. Worse, it had truly awakened the beast's wrath. Without hesitation, the monstrous insect swatted aside the stone giant as if it were a mere child's toy. It then changed direction, charging straight towards Xiao Shueqiu and Lin Zhe. The two had provoked its fury watched with bated breath. Here it comes, Lin Zhe thought to himself. Xiao Shueqiu had gathered a fresh surge of energy, condensing it within her small palm. Lin Zhe's command rang out, his voice filled with authority. Extreme frost chains. A glacial chain materialized out of thin air, swiftly ensnaring the Jiachang's massive, terrifying horn. But mere seconds later, the monstrous tremors from the creature caused the chain to crack, shattering into fragments like fragile glass. Sensing the imminent danger, Lin Zhe roared, "Ice shield!" Instantly, a colossal wall of ice materialized, shielding them from the impending impact. However, that sturdy defense crumbled almost instantly. But luckily, the stone giant charged in from behind, just in time. Using its massive form, it wrapped its arms tightly around the ferocious boss, halting its advance. Lat Dat suddenly exclaimed, his voice brimming with excitement. "Excellent. Now we're in the right spot." But the stone giant couldn't hold the monster back for much longer. Its enormous arms trembled violently, muscles bulging and straining. Then, with a mighty heave, it was flung backward, its heavy body soaring through the air. The stone giant's colossal body slammed into the sheer cliff face. A gaping hole appeared in the rock, sending debris crashing down. A thick cloud of dust and smoke billowed out, obscuring the stone giant lying motionless amidst the rubble. It was completely spent, utterly incapacitated. Witnessing the dire situation, Vong Tuet Van clutched her head and screamed in sheer terror. "Wang Shuyan, run! This cursed creature is monstrously powerful. We have to get out of here now, or we'll all die here." As chaos erupted before him, Lat Dat gritted his teeth and roared in fury. "What a grotesque monster. I'll spare your life for now. I need time to learn more about you. I will return." But just as everyone prepared to retreat, Lin Zhe made a sudden move. He and Xiao Shui bravely stepped forward without hesitation. His voice rang out, filled with determination and resolve. "Both of you go. I'll stay here and handle him." Lin Zhe's words left the two behind him stunned. La daror din fury. "Kid, are you crazy? Didn't you see that even my stone giant, at its maximum enhancement, couldn't do anything to him?" But Lin Zhe didn't flinch. His eyes shone with unwavering determination, his voice clear and strong. "You just said, the difference between us is that you've mastered soul arts to amplify and enhance your power, right?" Lada's eyes widened, and he retorted loudly. He shot back defiantly. "So what if I did? What do you want?" Without another word, Lin Zhe raised his hand, manipulating the system interface. He quickly confirmed something, his expression serious. The violent species talisman activated instantly. A brilliant golden ring of light materialized, radiating a dazzling aura. It formed a massive pillar of spiritual energy, enveloping them both. Lindsay calmly uttered 2 words, enhance. I was stunned by the magnificent spectacle. He exclaimed in astonishment, You can also amplify power from a soul art skill? This is no yo. Just then, Xiao Shueqio's ice bones began to spread. They radiated outwards from the center with terrifying speed. Crystalline bone shards extended, carrying a chilling menace. They were like a ferocious blizzard, ready to bury any enemy who dared to stand in their way. The boss's eyes now glowed crimson, more ferocious than ever. But its raging energy was quickly suppressed by the overwhelming power of Lin Zhe's violent species, and reached a fever pitch. Witnessing the pet of an ordinary student like Lin Zhe erupt with such astonishing power, Lada couldn't help but gasp in astonishment, his jaw dropping as he exclaimed, Hey, are you kidding me? Just who the hell is this guy? Beside him, Wang Shuiyun was equally stunned, her expression mirroring Lada's earlier shock. While everyone was still reeling in disbelief, the updated information board suddenly appeared. Tier 4, Stage 3. Power-up duration, 60 seconds. Lin Zhe's expression remained stoic, betraying no emotion, as he silently calculated in his mind. Only 1 minute, but with the support of my current soul skills, that should be enough. Bring it on. Immediately, the aura of both sides erupted fiercely. A new battle was about to ignite. The skill Extreme Cold Chains was unleashed. The icy chains tightened once more, ensnaring their prey. They wrapped tightly around the massive horn of the Zheng Chong Jia Chong, the colossal beast. But this time, things were different. Xiao Shueqio had been significantly enhanced, his power elevated to new heights. The ferocious monster struggled mightily, but the icy chains held it fast. He watched intently as the boss thrashed in desperation, trying to break free. A thoughtful gleam flickered in his eyes as he quickly assessed the situation. As the level of his Bing Xing Hun increased, the power of his soul techniques had grown exponentially. They were far stronger than before. However, it seemed he couldn't fully control this immense power for an extended period. Unwilling to waste any more time, he decided to act, employing the strike first, strike hard tactic to gain the upper hand. He swiftly channeled his potent soul force, unleashing a series of earth-shattering soul power shockwaves. The violent bursts of energy aimed directly at the monstrous insect's head. It wasn't just a single blow, but a relentless barrage of attacks. The sheer force was so overwhelming that even cell phone cameras couldn't capture a clear image due to the intense tremors. Face ID activated. The system panel appeared, indicating 40 seconds remaining on the enhancement. Having endured a relentless assault, the Tangzhong beast thrashed violently, finally breaking free from its restraints. Its rage surged, more intense than ever before. Witnessing this, Lada couldn't stand idly by. He raised his hand and yelled towards Lin Zhe, Stop! If you keep attacking that monster, you'll deplete your energy and die here. But Lin Zhe seemed unfazed by the warning. He calmly turned his head and replied, It's fine. I've only used half of my soul technique energy. Don't worry. Before Lada's eyes, the system displayed Lin Zhe's soul power as 400. Lada was stunned, his mind reeling in disbelief. He exclaimed in astonishment, What? No. How is that possible? Lada had initially intended to show off, but unexpectedly, it was Lin Zhe who stole the spotlight. Wang Shuiyun's eyes widened in astonishment. A true genius, she exclaimed. A true genius. Can we really defeat this gigantic zombie-armored tangbug monster? Right here, before our very eyes? The battle raged on, fierce and dramatic. A veil of icy mist now stealthily crept behind the ferocious boss. Suddenly, little Snowball raised a tiny finger, drawing in the radiant, dazzling energy of the rainbow. The Icebone Nova skill was ready to be unleashed. In an instant, an earth-shattering surge of energy erupted, striking the monster squarely in the face. A sharp crack echoed through the air. The colossal boss was knocked off its feet, stumbling backward. The impact sent out a tremendous shockwave, leaving both Luo Da and Wang Xuan, even from their distant vantage point, feeling dizzy, even though they were observing from a safe distance. The monster, reeling from the blow, drooled profusely. Luo Da's eyes went wide with uncontainable admiration. What incredible power! What level is this? No wonder I've never witnessed a pet beast with such extraordinary abilities. But mid-thought, Xian furrowed her brow, worry etched on her face. What's wrong? De slowly turned, his voice grave as he began to explain. Long ago, mythical creatures constantly battled for power, and humanity harnessed the power of the 5 core elements of the era to finally end that chaotic, war-torn age. Since then, those 5 legendary elements have completely vanished without a trace. Meanwhile, Lin Zhe continued to fight relentlessly, showing no signs of stopping. The combat information panel suddenly updated. Enhancement time remaining 30 seconds. He clenched his fists, his voice filled with determination. It's time to finish this monster. Pushed to the brink of collapse, nearly disintegrating, the Tangzhong armored insect roared in fury. It began to thrash wildly, shattering the ice encasing it and sending shards flying everywhere. It desperately searched for an escape, trying to flee. The monster's massive form lumbered swiftly in one direction. Noticing the unusual speed of its movement, Lin Shi reacted instantly. He cleverly combined his soul force shock with Xiao Shui's ice hammer, creating a powerful attack. He shouted, "You still think you can escape?" 2 potent attacks simultaneously slammed into the ferocious boss's back. A massive explosion érupted, creating a blinding cloud of dust and smoke. As everything gradually settled and the dust cleared, a deep crater was revealed on the monster's back. The monster's dull, lifeless eyes slowly closed. The system immediately displayed a notification. "Congratulations! You have defeated the first boss, Zombie Armored Beetle." The zombie armored beetle was defeated. Observing the battle from afar, Wang Shuiyun couldn't contain her excitement. She threw her fists into the air and cheered loudly. "We won! We did it! Lin Zhe, you're my idol." Witnessing his extraordinary display of power, far surpassing all expectations, beyond all hopes, left her pale and speechless, a mixture of envy and helplessness in her voice. Lin Zhe had truly become the center of attention, captivating everyone's gaze. As for Xiao Shueqiu, after unleashing her ultimate move, she began to stumble, losing her balance. The system promptly issued a notification. The effects of the violent species body skill have ended. Just as the petite girl was about to collapse, Lin Zhe caught her in time, his voice gentle. "You did a great job." Another notification unexpectedly appeared. Ice Spirit Soul, upgraded to Stage 5, Level 3. Growth rate, 100%. Evolution materials required. High-grade ice crystals are needed to complete the evolution process. Lin Zhe looked at Xiao Shueqiu, sound asleep in his arms, and thought to himself, "It's actually reached 100% already. Now I just need to gather the necessary materials for her to evolve." A gentle smile played on her lips. "We shall patiently wait until you've fully recovered. We'll continue then." Just then, the system unexpectedly updated with a new notification. "Congratulations! You have achieved the first boss kill achievement. Reward, 500 experience points. Received Level 1 recovery potion and a high-grade ice crystal, along with rare, high-level evolution materials." Seeing the system's generosity, Lin Zhe was also gifted a special item without needing to collect fragments. Lin Zhe's eyes lit up, his mind buzzing with excitement. Even rare evolution materials were chosen as a reward for him. This system was truly thoughtful and amazing. But just then, a hand suddenly landed gently on his shoulder. A deep voice resonated from behind him. "Young man, could I have a word with you? Would that be all right?" Lin Zhe turned around, and at the same time, Wang Shuiyun looked towards him with a bewildered expression. Lin Zhe and Shui Yun were met with the sight of Lada, his face a mask of barely concealed awkwardness. His sudden appearance and strange expression piqued their curiosity. Not letting the suspense linger, Lada quickly pointed towards the carcass of the Tangzhong armored insect. He asked Lin Zhe with shameless audacity, "Can you give me credit for killing this monster?" Lada's brazen proposal left Shui Yun speechless with astonishment. She reacted instantly and fiercely, bursting out, "How can you even say such a thing?" Before Shui Yun could finish, Lin Zhe cut her off. Lada held up a finger for silence, then said calmly, "I'll give you 100,000. Lin Zhe observed quietly, a thoughtful glint in his eyes. "Because the Beast Tamer Association assigned this mission to me. If I don't complete it successfully, it will definitely affect my performance evaluation and future promotion opportunities." Lada flashed a sly smile. "This is clearly a beneficial offer for you. 100,000. Enough to buy a brand new pet." Seeing Lin Zhe's hesitation, Lada urged him on anxiously, "Well, what do you think? Interested in my offer?" But Lin Zhe remained silent, not rushing to answer. Calculations began to churn in his mind. "I can't just agree to this so easily," he thought to himself. "There might be a more enticing offer waiting." To further persuade him, Lada raised both hands in a gesture of sincerity. "Brother, this 100,000 is half a year's worth of savings for me, and the total reward for this mission is only around 50,000. So you could essentially earn an extra 50,000 to make up for your expenses, right?" He then patted his chest, solemnly vowing, "I, Lada, will owe you a great debt." Hearing this, Lin Zhe gave a slight nod of agreement. A satisfied smile played upon his handsome features. A debt of gratitude is priceless. Both pulled out their phones, swiftly completing the transaction. With the formalities concluded, Lin Zhe confirmed he'd received his well-earned payment. Suddenly, a bizarre sound echoed from the distance, shattering the silence. A colossal, imposing creature emerged. A magnificent eagle with a vast wingspan descended majestically to the earth. Perched upon its back stood a dignified man. All three turned their heads in unison, their gazes fixed on the newcomer, recognizing him instantly. It was Lada, who quickly waved a greeting, his voice filled with enthusiastic respect. "Senior He." The newcomer was none other than He Jinwen, a renowned figure. He was the very examiner who had previously assessed Lin Zhe's abilities. Wang Shuyun was stunned and astonished by He Jinwen's appearance. Her heart overflowed with admiration and awe. "It truly is my silver mark. To think that I would actually encounter the beast tamer of the silver rank in such a remote place." Ignoring la dae greeting, He Jinwen walked directly towards Lin Zhe, his expression calm and composed. "We meet again." Lada was once again stunned, looking at Lin Zhe with astonishment, not letting the silence linger. Lin Zhe simply raised a hand in a small, polite wave. At that moment, shock etched itself deeper onto Luo Da's face. A torrent of confused thoughts flooded his mind. No one could have guessed that this seemingly ordinary kid was acquainted with a venerable senior like He Qianbei. A solemn silence fell over the surroundings. He Jinwen looked directly at Lin Zhe and spoke slowly, his voice steady. "If I'm not mistaken, your name is Lin Zhe, correct? It seems the mission here has been successfully completed." Seizing the opportunity, Luo Da quickly raised his hand, eager to respond. "Yes, Senior, I have successfully completed the assigned mission. There were no casualties." However, He Jinwen's gaze remained fixed on Lin Zhe, silently assessing the situation. "The Tang Zhong beetle corpse that was destroyed before my eyes was at least at the 4th order. If my memory serves me correctly, that boy's pet only reached level 2, right? Is that so? Although that kid is a rare and exceptional talent, considering the synergy between him and his pet, combined with the power of that ice crystal orb, he definitely has the ability to take down a level 4 monster like this, quickly and efficiently." Finishing his words, he stepped forward, placing a hand on his chest with a solemn expression. "This seems to be the second time we've met, correct? Due to the carelessness and lack of thoroughness of our Tamer Association, we made an inaccurate prediction and underestimated the difficulty of the mission. This oversight led us to mistakenly classify the mission as ordinary. This incident has severely impacted the reputation and trust of the Beast Tamer Guild. On behalf of the entire association, I sincerely apologize to you." Hearing this, Lin Zhe smiled faintly and calmly replied, "It's not that important, sir. After all, this saved us." Hearing that, Da laughed and waved his hand dismissively. Jiling was nowhere to be seen. With no sign of Ji Ling, Wang Xuyun, standing behind, raised an eyebrow in surprise. A thought flickered across her mind. Could this be the mark of someone with exceptionally high emotional intelligence? After the apology was offered, He Jinwen extended his hand, continuing in a formal tone. To compensate for the unexpected incident during this mission, the association will compensate you with 100,000 yuan. And we also need to bring this monster back for research. Hearing this, Luo De was stunned, as if pulled from reality. He exclaimed internally, "Oh my god, that kid actually made a fortune on this trip." Lin Zhe simply scratched his head with a wry smile and replied respectfully, "Yes, sir. I understand. I will accept the money." A casual thought swiftly crossed his mind. This wasn't just mere compensation. This was hush money, without a doubt. It was also the Beast Tamer Guild's way of making a statement. If I don't take on this task, I'm afraid another potential threat will emerge. The agreement was struck once again. He Jinwen glanced at Lin Zhe, silently assessing the teenager. This boy doesn't seem to have a second pet beast yet. He must be in dire need of money. Consider this an investment in his future. With that thought, he confirmed, "The funds have been transferred to your account. I hope you'll put it to good use." He Jinwen lingered, his gaze sincere as he added, "If, in the future, you encounter any difficulties, need any assistance, come to the Beast Tamer Association and find me." With those words, he placed a hand on the massive body of the mulberry armored beetle, easily hoisting it onto his shoulder. He turned and walked away resolutely. "I'll take my leave now." His figure gradually receded into the distance, leaving Lin Zhe standing there speechless. Lin Zhe's eyes followed, his expression still filled with astonishment from the recent events. The vibrant orange and gold hues of sunset painted the leaves, stretching the shadows of the three young friends. His silhouette and those of his two companions slowly retreated from the fierce battlefield, on the road covered in red dust. That was the first to break the silence. His face held a mixture of envy and admiration. "Kid, you made 200,000 today." Lin Zhe smiled gently, responding calmly, plus a favor that added with a nod. "I'll keep my promise, don't worry." He turned, took a few steps, then waved goodbye, his voice echoing from the distance. "I'm Dad, and I won't forget this kindness. See you around." Then he leaped and dashed away like the wind, quickly disappearing. Xuyun also watched Lin Zhe, her eyes sparkling with respect. "Unbelievable. Today, I witnessed 2 guild masters here with my own eyes. This trip was truly worthwhile." She waved goodbye, her voice as soft as a gentle breeze. "When I become as resilient and strong as you, perhaps we'll have the chance to fight side by side, tackling challenging missions together." She continued, her tone filled with hope. Lin Zheok nodded in response, then turned and walked in a different direction. But before disappearing from sight, he looked back, waving one last time with a bright, confident smile. "Until we meet again, we'll definitely cross paths once more," he declared with unwavering certainty.